Allora, che tu plati.
Zvinhu zvakatinya-tinya pakudaginya-ginya pasi kuda zvemasaji akakasongokejeja kusvika saita preta kungodira mafu laifungaitikongenapo
Mebo! Ndeipi Mebo? Mebo! Ndadirirwa jecha. Ndiri kukuona Mebo, I see you. Yeah, Mebo akapenga manje. Mebo akapenga, guys. I'm not sorry this time. Pane vanongoya kuzodira majecha. Manje inini I'm not sorry. I see you guys, I see you guys. Anzi tishikewo pano. Pindai. Sorry guys, I'm late. Ndadirirwa jecha. Inonzi jecha munoriziya. Anzi ndeipindeipa. Hatisizotaura zvejecha, tichapedza nezvejecha later. Good to see you, my Jaden. Ndeipi yako sha? Oh, ndi last. Anzi chi precious ndeipi yako Mebo. Hapana ndangodirirwa jecha, but the show must go on. Mira ichazoitaura mwe musi. Let's talk about something else. Inditori bo. Anzi munhu wenyama. Ndarasiswa nemunhu wenyama. Muri kuinzwa here guys, muri kukanzwa here. Usatruste munhu wenyama. Inini handichafa ndakatrusta munhu wenyama. I'm telling you. Vanoruma vachifuridzira. Hanzi chi. Ndiri kuenda kubasa manje lipstick yebasa iyi. All right. Let me just turn down this music. Nemunhu wenyama. Usavimbe nemunhu mupenyu. Ndiri kuenda kubasa kanhasi kana. I'm going to work. Shana nchiri kutrasta sha. But ndakazoona kuti vanoruma vachifuridzira. I see you guys. I see Nora. All right, guys, I'm gonna start. Ndeipi guys, ndeipi. Yeah, no. Ndandichiri kutrasta vanhu guys. Inini ka vamwe some of us we carry our hearts on our sleeves. Yeah. Papa, ningeitwera apa moyo unenge orapa. But anyway, hey, we have to go on. We have to go on. Yeah, waunodya naye ipapo, just be careful. Vamwe vanhu vamunodya navo ipapo, you know, they are the very same people vanenge vachiruma vachifuridzira. Hands, they kiss me with one side of their lips and they bite me with another. But I'm kind of like getting used to this now. Really getting used to this. Just would see like hanzi nagrace wanga uchiri kutrasta vanhu nanhasi Casey. Esha, inini kachiro munhu akandisha sei unozochi I give people second chances, third, fourth, fifth, amen, or 10. But wotozoona kuti ndowakutopusa kapano pautopusiswa. But anyway, life goes on. Vanhu vanodira jecha. But iwe jecha iroroka hanzi kana vanhu vakadira jecha so sha sichinaya welisha chimboya mira ndikutumidzire link weli kana uripo padhuze ungopinda tongoti ndeipi umboti ndeipi kuvanhu. I know harisi day show yedu nhasi but chingopinda chetewo anzwa itwa sei kunai chingopinda 2 minutes. But anyway guys, I know my Jaden, I'm so glad you're here. Makeup artist, I don't have one. Inini normally I get my untrona kana see adzina kuitwa because maningrini takavharirwa ma malls. Most of the things are not happening in New Zealand at the moment. I can't get my name my eyebrows done. That's the only thing I do. Inini ndakuza izvo zvandoitwa kuma shops. My eyebrows angu ne Brazilian, that one has to go through hands unoitwa Brazilian unemurume ndoitiwa inini. I do it for me. And sometimes what my daughter is going to be doing my hair, she's amazing. My daughter is so talented. And that poster area, I had no idea. She just did that and she's amazing. Now she did her own hair. And I'm like, can you do my hair? She's going to do my hair. So we're going to rate her to see what I'm going to. Yeah. But anyway, guys, inini ndandautaura utizo nasi my Jaden wakavunza utizo KC. Let me answer this first. Ndipo number za makeup artist wako. I love that natural makeup. I usually get my makeup from America. You know, the Estee Lauder, but because maboda gavaro, I'm just using something. I don't even know what it's called. I'm not really into makeup. That's the truth. Anzukadirwa jecha tora jecha racho ovakisaimba wanzi kana wakandwa mugomba. Yeah, I get that. Hanzi wakandwa mugomba hanzi vanhu vakadira jecha hanzi iwewe zvauneta nejecha riya hanzi rinenge richikusimudzira richingodai so wozongona aish ndatopa musoro pe great dike nainda ndembori pasi. So yeah, that's the truth. So I'll use the jecha to build. That's what we do. Yeah, no, my daughter is so multi-talented. Ini nangu isusu zvekutaura chete izvi. Ona kana kuredio vakanditora because ndinotaura kutaurisa utopiwa basa nekutaurisa nenyaya dzekutaurisa. That's what happened. Toita kutopiwa graft nekuti hanzi KC can talk. Asi Erica zvakaoma ndichataura naye zvangu one more time. Actually, I think I'm gonna get him to come here one of the days tumbokurukura panapa. I'll get General tumboya tumbotaura. But iwo saka ungapira munhu ka position kekuti hanzi unotaurisa stereki. Sup Rose. Oh my goodness, Romeo wangu kani. Aiwa Romeo what Shamiso. Romeo Shamiso ari kutsvaga, but anyway I'm not here kuzopfimbisa vanhu panapa. So my Jaden Julie wakabvunza kuti zvanzi how do people ndi my Jaden wakabvunza here kuti vanhu vanoenda sei ku New Zealand. Somebody asked a question kuti how do I come to New Zealand? How do I go to the UK or whatever? It's not specific to New Zealand. I'm just going to answer this quickly. I was hoping that somebody was going to come and join me, but who will do a repeat. In all I wanted to share with people is that Mozotichi, it's not hard. The personal COVID-19, you guys, you could have tried these things that I'm sharing. It's simple, but it's also not simple. What am I saying? Because zvenda ne commitment yako iwe munhu kuti uri munhu wanoda zvinhu zviri easy here zvekungoti hanzi I just want things to happen right now. My shortcuts, mazimbo akawanda anoda ma shortcuts, and that's the problem. Tinoda kumanipulate our systems, tinoda ma shortcuts. If something is straightforward and they're asking you to bring something, someone else would attitire those things, even though we can afford or we know how to do those things. I learned it the hard way. Because when I came to New Zealand, that was 2007, I had no idea what New Zealand yanga iri kupi, and that's what was nyika inonzi New Zealand. No idea, zero. And then it just so happened, for those one nurses, paidi kwa transcript, there was something else that you needed. Of course, you needed to be qualified, and there was a person, kangaripo, nursing agent yake. And I'm not saying management agents mazwana zusunyanso badara and dunyepa. So it's better to do your things really straight. And then vava ine my nurses 11 and they wanted 12. Inini zvakangoitikao, and this is how God works. I have to honestly give all the glory to God, because during that time I had no idea what I was doing. Ndanchangopedza training, and I had, I think, nearly 2 years post training. Ndishoshanda kwa ICU kuparirinyatwa. Shkanzi KC Ketina, there's a new principal tutor aruda kugadzirira vanhu matranscripts. She needs to practice on somebody. Saka akangondiona nchifamba, Ketina, sister Chivasa, come here. Vandaenda kanzi ndiri kutsvaga vanhu vokugadzirira matranscript, ndoda kutongopracticewo zvangu. Saka kana uchida ndikati yeah, please. I had no idea what a transcript was at that time, to be honest. So she just did it, and vandatobuda netranscript. Pasina kana mazuva, this nursing agent ari kutsvaga a 12th person to bring to New Zealand. In order. During that time, I didn't even care about going overseas. My life was sweet. You need to have a passport, a transcript, and all the other whatever qualifications. Yet I've got all that. Actually, passport in Dandisina at that time. Younger expire. So I ended up getting a passport, emergency passport, overnight. And everything within 1 month. All my papers were in order, but it wasn't as that. There were a lot of things that the immigration wanted. There were a lot of things that the nursing council wanted. There were a lot of things. Paperwork trail yagadaiso, because it's all about verification, evidence. Show us. Tell us. So there were lots of phone calls and lots of paperwork trails. So okay, you really want to go somewhere. You really feel like there's an opportunity to somewhere. You're going to have to sacrifice something. Other than money, there's a lot of commitment on filling in that paper trail. I know paper, but the moment you're done with one, it's because you keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Similar things, but worded differently. So all you need to do is sign in, fill in, answer every question, send it as soon as you can. Delay is a spirit. Panika spirit kekuti delaya, kekuti vanhu munodelaya kana zvikanzi unza chakati. You procrastinate. I'll do it tomorrow. One thing I learned about my immigrations, especially in New Zealand, I know this because pandandri pa depression a few months, like end of last year, you know how I brought my family here. Each time they were asked to bring something, they would go like, we'll do it tomorrow. Do you know that it on behalf of them and act more like as if I was the agent? Nothing could have happened. Just for those people to come here, you'll be shocked. So what am I saying? All I'm saying is you are thinking of going somewhere. It might not be New Zealand. It might be UK. It might be somewhere else. The thing is, first of all, are you really going there for the right reasons? And kana waenda check up immigration website yenyika yauri kuenda kuti pakamira sei. Uda kuenda ku New Zealand. Now I'll talk about New Zealand because it's the only country I know. I did try to go to the UK, but I didn't really feel like I wanted to. So anyway, waenda pa website yenyika yacho napene kuvunza na KC kuti KC talk me through it. I'm not an agent. I'm not going to spend hours ndichitaura newe kuti hey, click up. Go into the website. Iwe funga, are you a professional? Do you know someone in that country? If you do, even better. but the problem now nemazimbo ndekuti tikaziva munhu ariko tauda kumumanipulate tauda kumushandisa munhu iye. If you can afford to do certain things uri wega iwewe, just try and do it. Immigration akawanda anokudza kuti pane visitors visa, pane ETA, pane work visa, pane permanent residence and all that. Start small and see kuti unobvumidzwa kupinda neripi. Eddie, I can see you there. If you can, just come here please. Control V. Oopsie. Ndaisayire link nas. Oh. Okay, Eddie, mira ndikutumidzire link. Eddie, I think oh yeah, there you go. Kuti hanzi kana munhu mabetserana kuti hanzi takuda kukubatsira shandisa address yekumba kwangu, munhu akuda kunzi akutoda zvese, akutoda yese, muda kutoita zvekukambura. I think that's what we were saying last time, Ed, kuti wabvumidza munhu okay, come and visit New Zealand and see where you are, uona kuti zvaunogona kuwana ndezvipi. Munhu akutongoda zvese, residence necitizenship ipapo. Isusu vamwe we worked for those things like 5 years kuti wane citizenship yamu New Zealand, woda kuiwana in 30 minutes. You know, patience. The patience has to start from uchiri ikoko ku Zimbabwe kana ku South Africa, wherever you are, and you have to be honest and open and authentic, because the moment they pick up one tiny little thing, yafanele kuti wakati hanzi I'm married, obva vazoona kuti hausi married, apo watumidzira ma-evidence okuti you are married. Of course isusu ku Zimbabwe edu tinozopona neyekuti hanzi it's a traditional marriage, you know what I mean. But kana watumidzira evidence kuti this is my wife or this is my husband, and then wasvika kuno kwauda kuchinja futi kuti no, this is not the one or something like that, otoona kuti munhu uyu anenge asiri kutombozwa zvaari kuita. Of course, my relationships, they work and some don't work. But the moment you mix them up like that, is either you apply as an individual if you're not sure of the relationship yauri, because most of the times my relationships ndo anotindirira jecha panyaya dzemadiaspora. Inini, I remember when I came here, mwana wangu akazononoka kuuya nenyaya idzodzo kuda kuti ndakanga ndakavaudza kuti hanzi I'm married. Inini ndandisiri, it was just a boyfriend. Imi kaimi handidi kunyeperai, ndazoya kuno kuzoona kuti baba vaya vazoya kuno, angatori chiremba kupari, vazoya kuno kuzvazoita maya sitauda kuchinja ndakazovaudza ndikati inini hangu I'm really sorry, but that guy actually takangoshandisana for mapepa, because you know, he was helping me with my family and stuff like that. But ndokushandisana kumbuka kuti like vanhu tinoitisana maZimbabweans. But all I'm saying is don't do that. Try to be as honest, as open as you can, because zvinhu zvakawanda zvinozobuda chete. So wafunga kuti uda kuya ku New Zealand, okay fine, all I can do is send you a link yokuti New Zealand iri papi, ndokubvunza kuti are you a professional or not. The rest you have to do it yourself. Panozodikwa paya kunzi hanzi ma-sponsors nechi panonetsa ipapo, because vanhu vakawanda munouya motidirira majecha. Since zvandakaitirwa nefamily kumba kwedu a few months ago, people don't understand up to now why I send them back. Ndakauya ndikadirirwa jecha nevanhu vekumba kwedu kunoko apa, ndiyo waspenda over $12,000 to bring people over nema-visitors visas ekuti like they could have actually extended. Ndikati dzokerai kwamakabva. So the thing is, you have to be loyal, you have to be, you know, you owe it to the person anenge akusponsor iwo kana kuti anenge akubatsira iwo kuti okay, you can use my address. It means a lot for immigration purposes if I say, hey, you can use my name as a reference. But the thing is, why did you put your name under that person? Of which, I mean, it doesn't make much changes to me, but for you, it tarnishes your image across the entire European or Western countries, just because of one area in one country. So wafunga kuti hanzi New Zealand, we are as a visitor, we are as a tourist, kuri kutambwa rugby, find a way to come and watch rugby. Chero usingafarire rugby, and unoona rugby ungoti ndirifene rugby kana kuti ana KC vari kumhanya, ungoti ndauya kuzosapota ana KC vachimhanya patinomborwa ma100 miles edu aya, watopinda right. Okay, hi urimo stable Wi-Fi, there's people to network with. Kana uri munhu akangwara utanga kutotamba nevanhu vanoziva zvavari kuita imomo. But wapedza ipapo, kana wakanzi buda munyika musi wa25 December, buda musi wa25 December please. Zvokuda kuzowedzerera ka one day the entire immigration vanhu vakawanda immigration inobva they alert each other kuti ava ma-overstayers ava vanoda kuya there's a word ravanoshandisa kana vachideclare mavisas, especially mazimbabweans. And I used to wonder why they never allowed Zimbabwean families. Very rarely in New Zealand do they allow a Zimbabwean family to come and visit. Ukatona wabvumidzo sezvatakaita isusu mwari haya denga radzika zvemashure. But the reason is because most of the times kana yatime kuti chidzokerai, they find excuses, they hide, they try by all means to just manipulate the system, and don't do that, because the truth is, if you go back, watomakisa record rako rekuti you are a good person, unotevedzera mutemo. Next time pauchada kuzovisita vanokupinza very easy, no questions. The following time pauda kuya kuzoshanda kana kuzoita something else, vakutongoti aiwa uyu munhu wedu uyu tinomuziva haana kana karecord, but tinosvibisa mazita edu because of scamming one another, manipulation and deceiving one another, nekuchinjinura information. Why do you have to, mozvati ukataura chokwadi, you don't have to remember the truth. Chokwadi ichokwadi, that's the truth. The truth is the truth. But the problem is, if you lie, you have to create another lie to cover up the first lie, and you have to create another one to cover the second and the first lie. You have to create a bigger, much bigger lie to cover the first, second, and third, and the layers of lies. So what am I saying? You really want to go overseas, end up our website here, United Kingdom, end up our website here, Canada. I think Canada is one of those that is quite open. But because of COVID-19 at the moment, nobody's traveling. But no time here, yokuti munge muchitostada konoti visa rinoenderana neni nderipi. Wow, just hold on, please. Mona uti visa rinoenderana neni nderipi. So go on. Like, I'll give an example. New Zealand, it's a small country, about 4 million people. But immigration, ukatevedzera mutemo, handisi vangu kuna na UK na myJaden, isusu kuno ukatevedzera zvanenge vakuti, and vanokupa time shoma yokuti kana uchirevesa kuti ndo zvauri wazviti uri nesi, send me these details now, and vanokupa kana kuti 3 days, within 3 days. So iwewe 3 days zawapiwa, kana wanga uchinyepa kuti unawo mapepa iwayo kana kuti unazvo zvavari kukumbira, vanokubata ipapo, because uchatadza kumita deadline. Ukati you are married and you've got a marriage certificate, wakatika kuti une marriage certificate, wobvati send it within the next vanzopa more than 48 hours, about 72 hours. Iwa unakutumira wabatwa kuti wanyepa manje because uda umboenda umbonoibika uchita sei. So don't do that. Just be yourself. You realize that the moment in ndosaka I talk about being real. Everything that I talk about, because ndakaona kuti zvekuda kuita kuitry kufita inini ndrinachisa pandauda unopinda orange azviite bo, ndrinachisa uda kupinda lemon azviite bo. Just be yourself. Be yourself. You can hear my stories, and I'm hoping to bring some of my team, because nearly all of us are overseas. So ndonzoti vanotaura nyaya dzavo. Inini yangu I believe it was God, really. I didn't have to manipulate anything at all to be where I am. Ndakauya nevisitors visa rangu rakanga rakatolingwa kudhara kuti muri kuuya under this agent, but muri kuuya kuzodzidza like some of the rules in New Zealand, Treaty of Waitangi and all that. Just like if I come to Zimbabwe, I need to know about the history of Zimbabwe and everything else. Uchipedza ipapo. No, I'm not answering your phone call. Ndichipedza ipapo, tachitozoti tingopedza within the next 3 months teta kupiwa my work visas at 2 years. And work visa in New Zealand, the good thing is that rinoshanda kunge permanent residence, and kana wapedza ipapo tata kuzoti on your own you can apply for your own permanent residence, and you could do that either way. And vamwe tinozvidilesa because of nyaya dzema-relationships aye kunyepa tatakaisa inini hangu guilty. I had this relationship that I had declared to immigration yanga isiri yechokwadi, so I had to go back to them to say, oh my goodness, vakandipa chance vakati ai ndeyako wamamira wega zvako, but now look, your daughter is gonna be delayed to come because of nenyaya dzemunhu wangu includewo ipapo, because hai mwadoro, and then kana vakuita mamedicals unyatsoona kuti panapa ndadirwa dhaka chairo panapona, but totozoshandisa dhaka iroro kugadzirisa cement, ona. But kugadzirisa concrete, I mean, and vauya kuno vanhu vachona vakadaro ukaona muchikakavadzana kuunzana kuoverseas uchingozoti kana mauya kuno mouya muchidirirana jecha even more, and that's what happened. So I've come a long way. I can tell you all my immigration stories here, and it's just one anyway, because I never did that again, other than my family and a few months ago, and I learned a lesson as well. I will never do that again. I would rather help kupa my ideas vatorwa zvavo than my own family. My mom doesn't want to come overseas for some reason. She loves Zimbabwe. My mom loves Zimbabwe. She loves kuruzeva. Don't ask me why. It's a long story. But I hope that's helpful. But Kitna, please check. Nah, don't worry about it. Oh, okay. Sorry, I think. Hang on. Ed. Let me see what this stream is. But guys, just hold. Copy. Okay. Damn. Did I just give Control C? Yeah, change your stream. Sorry. There you go. Ed, end up. Stream ya chinja. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Ndakanga not in the chinja stream. I changed it. I was meant to come in with a different stream. There you go. You can come in and oh my goodness. Sorry, Eddie. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay. There you go. Sorry, Eddie. Sorry. Eddie, you can come in now. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Wrong one. All right, guys. I've got people that are trying to come in. I'm sure they've got a different experience. From me, in young experience in one in New Zealand. I mean, I've been to nearly every African country, but when it comes to Nyadze Kuya Kunoku, New Zealand, manje, the good thing is, I'm not saying this to show off, but passport in New Zealand, we can get into most countries except for China and Zimbabwe. Tinopinda, we don't need visas. How cool is that? So it's like one of those things. So try to get zvako zviri authentic, zviri straightforward. Patience pays. And also, don't procrastinate. Mapepa akawanda zvao ekuti vanenge vachida, because just like as an auditor myself, I say to people, kana ndichitaura nemakamala ndoenda kubasa manje, so ndinovaudza kuti you want to pay me to tell you things that you already know. The thing is, as an auditor, when I walk in, all I want to say is answer me and tell me. And once you've told me, I want you to show me. That's it. The problem, the disconnection starts the moment you try to manipulate the system. Then I start asking you more and more difficult questions. But if you keep it simple, practical, and ndona kuti zvinhu zvaari kundiudza munhu is very simple, practical, and it seems like to be working well, is effective, then fine, I'll verify you as well. You're eligible, you're good, you're that my credentials amuri kunida, but kana ukandinyepera pakunyeperana apa ndopane nyaya. So don't lie, don't manipulate, don't pane. Okay, there we go. So I hope these two guys here, they're going to come and share their stories as well. Okay, there we go. Right. Pakunyepa apa kanema ikakaya ndo kari kukutadzai vamwe venyu kuti mumove to the next step. And then the other thing, Zimbabweans, there's this competition iri kuitika kumusha, and I'm aware of this. Yokuti nekuti ningi graduate ne degree, kana kuti ne diploma, kana kuti ne masters, kana kuti chi. You spend most of your money and time muchikwikwidzaana nenyaya dzekuti hanzi chitupa, I want to appear like I'm more learned than so and so. You know what? That nonsense doesn't work, to be quite honest. handidi kunyepera. It works to a certain extent, but uri kutambira $100. But also at the same time, uri kuda kuitira zvekushamisira kana uchidzidza zvimwe zvezvekuti okay, it's a requirement from your work yokuti hanzi they are asking you to. And most of it, handidi kunyepa, inini most of the study that I've done here in New Zealand, ndakabva kuZimbabwe ndine diploma rangu in nursing, and I think that's as far as I learned. When I came here, I had all these opportunities. I didn't know I was that smart until I started studying my postgrad studies in Kunoko. Okay, but this is how God works. If you are really meant to be doing something, you don't need to be manipulating anybody or anyone. Could say Hansi, I'm going to ask Loveness kuti andibhadharire mari yekuti ndiende kunostudy kuita pastor inini. Iye achikwangwaira bhaibheri rakabhadharirwa unzanzi ndinge nchishandisa vamwe vanhu kuti ndiriverenge kuti ndiri study inini. That's manipulation. Don't do that nonsense. Okay, kuti ndiite masters yangu, I have to deprive my children of food and of certain things kuitira kuti ndiende ndinoachieve these things, it just doesn't make sense. What I'm trying to say is, if God permits you into something, into a certain program, into a certain whatever, He will provide for it. You don't need to manipulate anybody to get that. But problem is, tinoita zvinhu zvakawanda for competition mazimbos. Toita zvinhu zvakawanda ma-competitions. We have this competitive spirit yokuti like no matter how much you were meant to go far, tinopedzisira takutoroyana. Like, vanhu vanofunzira kuti witchcraft is just kutora mushonga uchipfuwira munhu, but no, tinopfuwirana zvimwe zvezvo zvokuti like ukaona munhu achiita zvinhu zvake zviri nani, you want to dim their light and make yours appear like as if it's brighter. But how are you getting that light rauri kunyepedzera mwenje wauri kunyepedzera uyu? You're actually manipulating and lying to so many people to pay for whatever the things that you're doing, and maybe ndenda kupinda kunyaya dzemapastors and stuff like that. But the thing is, if you are really meant to be doing something, in most of my postgrad studies here, it was ndakamawana through my scholarships. If I had to pay for anything, I think it was just 2 papers for my postgrad that I paid for. Most of it, ndaiwana my scholarships. It's either through my work, you're going to say, okay, see, you seem to be good at this, we're going to get you a scholarship for this. Anyone who wants to do this, just do this. So Mwari kana vakutendedza kuita something, He provides for it and He protects you and He protects that baby. Don't ever try to manipulate your way into something. And this kuti vanhu chipusai mochirega kuva nema anonzi machi ambitions. I'm a very ambitious person, but also at the same time I check ona kuti zviri kufambirana here nemhuri yandapiwa naMwari avo, my 2 kids. Kuti okay, Lord, you're asking me to do this. Zviri kuenderana nemi here izvizvi? Is this still really in alignment with the values, with the virtues of being of being a follower of Christ? One don't claim to be. There are times where, and this which I'm perfect, I'm not at all. But when it comes to certain things, my relationships, and I have to say guilty over there, mamira and no mamira, But when it comes to most things, I have to say, check, Lord, is this my season? Or am I trying to force myself into something that I'm not yet ready for, or that you are not yet saying go? What is the button? Say, ruti go, ruti stop, ruti wait. You need to understand the signals. Kuti uri papi wewe, where are you? Where are you at? And can but hey, etindeipi.
Right. Right. What do you say?
I mean,
are you okay?
Illingworth.
Yeah, I like the emphasis. Yeah. Thanks so much. Sorry, I'm a bit late, but I've just joined in. I've just been following for the last 15 minutes or so, and
right.
My Facebook page was freezing, so it's a bit frustrating.
Right. Okay. Welcome, Koma Eddie. Hey guys, we've been joined here by the Reverend Edmore Illingworth. I saw that word somewhere. Somewhere pandakaona zvakanyonzi Reverend Illingworth Moyo.
So
is it a different one? Is it a different one? Was it a different person?
No, that's me. I think it's okay. as long as we must discover, maybe I did not want to
I
kind of
found
like
it.
impose.
I was going to check.
Huh?
So now confirmed.
It's confirmed. I can confirm that. Yeah, and it's good. But I just want everybody to treat me the same. Takango fanana, it's like,
Ah,
but obviously the chiremera chiripo, but at the same time we are just children of God. We're the same. I'm an advocate actually. I prefer to be called advocate now. The
Eddie,
advocate, eh?
Eddie
Listen,
Tora
have you
nyako.
ever said a bishop man? My apostle washandirowa manje. The apostle is stupid.
You
Huh?
Eddie, urikuzanya yako yekuti hanzi when you came to this page you thought wakaona pakati advocate and you thought it was what? At least unoti wapusa wapusa.
Apostle utori lawyer, you see. Amwe akatovharira madhoo akatadza kubuda.
Aiwa, you guys munondiwanzira hanzi takaona pakanzi advocate ministries hanzi tikati rega tiende kuchechi hanzi tapinda muchechi muya ndokusvika muri kutaurwa zvechiyezvo yezvo tapinda muwapusa wapusa here.
Ndaitotsvagawo blessing ipopa. Ndaitoti Mwari panapa ndajaira kungoona same, ministries. Let me just eat food from somewhere else. But anyway, definitely I was fed because this is a powerful ministry. And in my reality, which is good.
Oh
This
my
is
goodness.
what it's all about. It's a big ministry. You're already serving the Lord, which is powerful.
Oh my
So we thank
lord.
God for it. We thank God for that. That's powerful.
Unondiwanzira.
uh,
So Mukoma
yeah.
Eddie, nyaya iri panapa. Anyway,
Yes.
I was going to come with a totally different thing, but ndadirwa jecha, and we won't talk about that. So, as
Oh,
usual,
sorry.
KC comes up with something. There's always something.
Okay.
Get put off, and then so this topic was actually meant to be discussed last week. So nangoti ndongo pinda ne this yekuti how we made it overseas. You're obviously overseas yourself. I'm here in New Zealand, and I just shared a little bit brief summary of how I made it to New Zealand, how it took a lot of hard work, perseverance, authenticity, and you have to be open and lay your life out there. And this is who I am, and this is what
Yeah.
I have. I remember declaration of my family meant a lot. I didn't realize how much it meant until this year, and I'm talking 13 years later. Did you declare them when you came to New Zealand? Thank God I had declared my brother. So iye akudeclarewo mhuri yake akangosiyirira munhu one munhu iyeye abvumidza kupinda munew zealand because zvinonzi munhu wauri kuti you are related to never declared you when they came in. That was actually quite interesting. I learned that just this year kuti kudeclare mhuri yekumba kwenyu, whether ndimbuya nemasvosve nemapete ekumba kwenyu, it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wrote this.
Oh yes. Yeah. Yeah, and it's important. Let me just without in the explain it. Cannot be very clear.
Well, maybe you can talk about you first, like where you are and then how you made it there. If you want, you can just explain in brief. I don't know what you want to do. Inina, I don't mind talking about myself. Some people like to keep their stories private. Kuti vakaenda sei kudiaspora, how easy, how hard was it, and how long you've been there, some of the experiences maybe you've seen, my mistakes avari kuita and all that. I don't know what you want to talk about, just to help fellow Zimbabweans, because nini, what I believe in is andifa kuviga information inobatsira my fellow countrymen or women kuti vanhu vawanewo a way yokuti vazive kuti vanoenda sei, because vanofunzira kuti isusu we are the only ones who deserve to be where we are. Anybody can do this, anybody, but how can anybody do it?
Well, basically, I think changoti because zvine machapter. It's like, so I think tangoda kubata kuri very practical kunobatsira vanhu at the moment, especially currently looking at our situation in Zim, because in different countries at the moment Zimbabwe iri pa red flag yokunzi vanhu ndevenhama kana vari kuuya because of poverty. Hello sisi Julie Magadi. Oh, it's good to see you. So I think my basic I think when I came, I'm here in the UK, and I've been here in the United Kingdom for the last 18 and a half years. So I've been here quite for a long time, so I know what the systems are like. And also, when I came, there's been 3 changes, and now we're getting into the 4th change in terms of immigration laws and how they've changed and how they're going to be changing. In ndakauya kunoku, the first story and the first account, I think they might be vanogona kunge vakamboverenga manewspaper zvimwe zvakangowanda wanda, about my story, but I'm not going to focus on that. The first thing I want to say is kuti pane nyaya yeignorance nenyaya yekuti vamwe vanhu avatombozivi kuti kana uchibva kunyika kwako uchienda kune imwe nyika you are an immigrant. Vanongofunga kuti kungobva kuHarare uchienda kuBulawayo, and I think that's the first thing that happens. Kuti kana uri kusumuka kubva kumaborders, border yauri citizen uchienda kune mamwe maborders kausiri citizen, ndo inonzi immigration. Saka unotofanirwa kutoziva kuti uri kuenda kumusha umwe munhu kune imwe nyika. So inini ndakauya kunoku basically, I think people on the premise really knowing basically that immigration was going to be involved, but we had to sit down and look at the requirements dzekupinda paborder muUK. And the first thing patakauya isusu kuma early 2000s, which is around back in 2002, pakanga pasina ma-requirements ekuapply for a visa uchiri kuZim. Waingosvika paGatwick, wopresenta, wongotaura reason yako yetravel yako kuti wavingei, and all they wanted, all they required was kuti wavingei and pane munhu waunoziva here muUK, and are they able to verify kuti vanokuziva kana vangoita masuspicions immigration officer kana ari kukubvunza. Saka the first thing is to do homework. In my experience, takaita homework before takwira ndege, and handina kuuya ndega, ndakauya nasomeone anga ritoriwo baba munini kwandiri, anga akaroora mutwini wemunhu wandandakaroora. But at that time, so the basic thing is to first do your homework, find out, zvamambo mention as KC, find out my requirements at the different countries. Saka inini ndakaita homework and chaingodiwa ndiro ndaida reference. So of course ndatove ordained by then anyway. So I had the link yeumwe mufundisi anga ari kuno who had worked with me before ndatrainwa ku-University of Zimbabwe in ministry. And all I needed was his reference and his email, and that's what I presented. Pandakangosvika vakangondibvunza wauya kunoku uri kuenda kupi, and I had links with some of the youth people that I'm my youth, in the youth group. That's where I was going to stay, but the person who was my reference was Mfundisi. He's still here. And that was all about it, and he knew about it. Ndoimwe homework inofanirwa kuita kuti kana une mareference, gara wataura nemareference nevanhu vacho kwauri kuenda, kutozoti wasvika pa-immigration vanhu vaya vozoshoko vakufonerwa neimmigration. That was the requirement at that time kuno kuUK, and the experience kuUK. Saka that thing has shifted, yachinja iyoyo kuti unongosvika paGatwick wotaura ndasvika. And now then it moved on to the aspect yekuti hawazongosvika paGatwick chete. When the UK entered in the European Union, my laws akachinjwa in 2005 to be in alignment ne-European Union, EU. Saka pawakaita izvozvo, Britain and the United Kingdom ceased to be an independent entity. Saka vanhu vese manje vakanga vakuuya from outside Europe vanga vari considered as non-European. Saka United Kingdom yanga iri European country now. Saka you had to meet my requirements a European Union, not the United Kingdom. Saka ndo pakazouya ma-issues wayo kana kune zvema-sanctions nechichi Zimbabwe ndo pakazonzi maakuaplyira mavisa enyu kupi from an agency yakaitwa set up, I think kuZim yanga iri kuZimbabwe kuHarare and Bulawayo, I'm not too sure. Then ikazoshiftwa kuenda ku-South Africa. Ndo ma-homework mamwe anofanirwa kuitwa, like you find out. So zvakashifta that. And then so pane ma-requirements like ezvino andichaiti in detail, but ndoda kungopa vanhu inyaya yehomework kuti it's important to do your homework usati wafamba. then pakazoita shift manje kuti now the UK is now out of the European Union. Saka yabuda. Ndiri kutaura pane vakananga vada kuuya ku-UK. I'm not an immigration advisor, but I'm
No,
telling
neither am I. Disclaimer, guys, we are not
it was not
immigration
reverend.
officers.
It was reverend. Wakandipa advice kuti no, what I'm telling you are the facts of what the country is like. The United Kingdom is now out of the European Union. Now zvaku qualify with anybody anongobva from anywhere in the world. Achaonekwi as a non-EU citizens. Angoonekwa as a non-UK citizen. Saka hamuchakompiti ne-European Union. Ve-European navo vakutotreatwawo semiwo. They are just like you. Saka kana une ma-skills ari kudiwa muno, uri kutokompitawo nemunhu ari ku-Europe. Imi munotori ne-advantage kuZimbabwe. You can speak English fluently and your system is so based on inherited from the colonial system. Saka munototaura chirungu vanhu vari mu-European Union, so you're actually favorites. Because hamuzobvunzwa kuti muite English as a foreign language course or anything, because you're already proficient. And munonoza. And tinotonoza.
Ndiri kukunzwa ika mukoma Edi. Mukoma Illingworth. Tiri kukunzwa ika imimi ipapo. You are nose. Muri kunoza ka ipapo imi.
Oh, sorry. But anyway, so I think homework here now, we know it's important to know where the state is, the country is now. So here, Zimbabwe, if you are wanting or planning to come to immigrate to UK, there are so many possibilities. So at the moment, the laws are now changing, that the UK has now drafted its own immigration laws and they've been passed. Saka vakuita zvama points, just like Nana Australia, I don't know New Zealand. I don't know what the situation in New Zealand is. How do you get there? Is it points based or there are other factors? But
good question, because pandakauya inini we didn't require English at all. Yamataura point yekuti maZimbabweans chirungu chedu chakapenga. When I came to New Zealand, we did not require English language, but because of being part of that EU, zvakukonzeresa manje vanhu vakunzi kwakudi kwa-islets. Inini pandakauya takangopinda nechirungu chedu. You hear how Zimbabweans are so fluent. You guys are amazing. Don't ever underestimate the way Zimbabweans. Inini kunoku ndinotobigwa. I actually ndinomakira vanhu chirungu chavo ivo varivo varungu kunoku. Kutokumbira unzi KC, can you please proofread my English? You see what I mean? So I just want to really applaud you Zimbabweans to say, keep doing what you're doing. But hey, kweto zondurana, mobaramba mchi upload and like that as well. All right, carry on, Koma Ed. Great points there.
So I think ipapo now, tasvika ipapo kuti now we understand your homework, you understand what are the requirements, especially kuya kuno ku-UK. What I advise you, what the immigration lawyers or my entry officers, the immigration, they actually looking at a number of factors. Is like izvatarwa na KC in any system kuti zvinhu zvako zvine umbowo here, zvine integrity mukati here. And so for it to be more credible as well, vanoto respect if we engage a professional in it, because vanoziva kuti ukaengage munhu ari qualified like Zim. I know zvinogona kuti dhurei, but zvinonaka zvinodhura handiti. So times so sometimes it's worthwhile kana unga wakaseva tumari twako kana kwete tongokwira ndege kana kuuya, but ichimbotraiwo kuita save towards hiring a professional. Unotaura nawo naye kuZimbabwe, unotaura wanu tamuri mukoma muri hanzvadzi, munozandi chingondibatsirawo, and I think it's negotiable, although they will be doing along the guidelines the professionalism. If they will give you, the entry officers will give you credit kana uchishanda someone ari professional, especially specialize in immigration law. Vanobva vaziva kuti hausi kuita zvechitsotsi, vanoziva kuti hausi kuadvise, because malawyers vanotora futi maotska. They will not engage in trying to kutumira munhu on wrong premises. So they will respect you kana una someone, and it's likely to be credible because you will be told my documents. And I think my entry officers vanotozofonera, if vanogona kufonera lawyer wako vangonototaura naye and sometimes zvinopa credibility and it makes everything smooth. Zvinopa credibility. So depending on what type of visit or what type of immigrant you want to be, ndopamunozwa muchitaurira lawyer and nemaplans ako zvataura ndopandova zvechokwadi manje. Iwe ukati ndoda kuuya kuzostarta, usarove makona akawanda, just ndiri kuzostarta, and if they ask you kuti kana wapedza kustarta unoda kuita sei, just tell them kuti depending on the advice you're given, be straightforward. Kana utoda kuzodzoka kuZimbabwe, taura chokwadi, ndichadzoka. Kana usotoda kudzoka, be straightforward with them kuti maybe ndichaconsider postgraduate studies or anything like that, but depending, chavanongoda chete is honesty, chokwadi. And sometimes chokwadi, they say the truth sets you free, and the Bible is very clear. And it talks about that we should tell one another. Ephesians 4 is very clear about it. Kuti aimbonyepa ngaachirega kunyepa. It's very clear. Paul talks about it in Ephesians chapter 4. Kuti ainyepa ngaachimboreva kunyepa, uyo anga asingashande ngaachitanga kushanda. And so the most important thing is for you to do your homework first, find out where you want to go, and have your goals and engage vanhu vari knowledgeable. Like izvotaura kuti even zvotaura kuti isusu engage, kana une munhu waunoziva, kana hama yako inoziva munhu ari kunyika kwauri kuda kuenda, they should engage and ask. And muchienda pamawebsites like it's KC has mentioned before, and that's very important. Saka inini, in a nutshell, in terms of preparation, that's my testimony. Asi kana kuda kuti tizopinda mune section now to the next section, and this is KC, then we can go into that.
Yeah.
But I think that tumbo pop up. Kana pana vanhu vane mibvunzo vanobvunzawo.
Ndaiona mibvunzo indada kungotsinirira. Hey, chishona manje ndada kutsinirira, whatever that means. Pakuti anzi English Mazimba, and we've already said that, and we've agreed to Mazimbabweans. You know what? You are amazing. Our English, as you can hear me right now, is just like wow. Don't worry about the accent. Musaseke vanhu kuti anzi accent yozoito sei. Pakunyora apa nepakutaura kana muno muNew Zealand handidi kunyeperai, musashamisika maunzo kuti anzi prime minister abva kuZimbabwe, because chirungu chedu vanochibhiga. They always ask, how come you speak English so fluent? And ndikati no, it's because kuZimbabwe we are a British colony. On top of that, we have different languages for each country. So for us to communicate, we had to learn English. And for us to be unzanzi, you are credible to go to Form 1, Form 2, Form 4, Form 6, you needed to speak English. And we did our nursing training in English. So that's why we speak English. Saka pavanotaura nesu muno, it's just like wow, awesome. The other thing I wanted to tell people is that diploma rangu rekuZimbabwe when I came here rarakainzaniswa ne-bachelor's degree remuNew Zealand. Can you believe that? Can you imagine that? And isusu manje, because we were hospital trained in Zimbabwe, for those who are nurses, and I'll talk on behalf of nurses. Papa in just like we spend most of our times, and we actually got paid to study in Zimbabwe. And that's not a nurse, but I believe I got in there for a reason now that I'm here. And hospital trained meant that you were hands-on people. So when it comes to how hard working we are, we work so hard because experience yakatanga tiri ma-student nurses, and so vanotarisa kuti you've got so much knowledge, because tatina ma-computers when we did our nursing, we were writing nemaoko zvezvokuti anzienda pacomputer unoita sei ndatozozvizivira kuNew Zealand. So tauya kunoku, yes, Kundai sister Bako, I see you there, she's one of my fellow Parenyatwa sisters there, and tauya kuno kuNew Zealand zvezvokuti like I had to learn so many things, but vanyaso not munhu uyu ane knowledge, munhu uyu ari kuziva zvaari kuita ne-experience, kungonditaridza kuti ita so bata apa. I worked in ICU in Zimbabwe, but ndauya kuno ICU yavo is machine. I had to go through training to use those machines. Bvumawo kudzidziswa, usatye, bvuma kufamba nenguva, and that's what I did. And the reasons why I ended up doing postgrad studies, and this is important, is because ganda redu iri ndichokudzai muchiriko kumusati mauya kuma-European countries, racism is real. I'm here in New Zealand, you've seen me mobilizing vana Black Lives Matter and everything. But why? Because unaro degree, unaro diploma rako rakainzana ne bachelor's degree ravo. vanonyatsozviziva muri kubhadharwa mari dzakafanana vanyatsoona kuti uyu munhu uyu anotoziva zvaari kuita kudarika isusu. But because of that I actually had to go and do postgrad studies so that I could show them kuti chi ndinotoitawo zviri nani. And honestly speaking it wasn't hard for me to get my scholarships and everything to study. So ndakazostata ndikatozodarika iwo mamanagers acho futi imomo ndikapedzisira ndane masters and I ended up being promoted into somewhere else because unenge waimomo autoona kuti hazvisiri zvezera redu izvizvi. So why am I sharing this is just to show you guys that ukave authentic, ukave real, ukave open. And open, I'm talking about open about who you are and where you want to be, and just open to learning as well. You will get somewhere. You don't need to manipulate your way up. You don't need to scam anybody to get anywhere or anything. Just kana zvisiri kuita zvisikuita ukatongoona kunzwa kuti ndada kutonyepa kuti ndipinde up, ndada kutonyepa kuti ndiwane izvi, then it means just take a step back and think kuti is this really what I'm meant to be doing. I think yema immigration offices mkoma maitaura ndiri. What I wanted to say is my immigration offices are kure, and that's one of the things chinoita kuti vanhu vanete kufollow up kuti ndoda kuenda kuAustralia, but embassy Australia inini when I came, because we had to apply, we needed a transit visa re Australia and all that. Now listen to me guys, those are little things. Why am I saying that? Check out where is the embassy Australia, where is the embassy New Zealand, and mari dzamunoshandisa muchiteverera one platform after another. Totombokudzisai kabudget mbijana. Use it to sit down and start, researching kuti uku kwakamira sei, apa ndoita sei, use that data to start researching and calling some of these places. Kuti unzwa kuti how do I post, how do I do this? Are authentic? They are very, very authentic manigirima offices avo, because most of them are now in South Africa because of the way Zimbabwe is. Australian embassy yaku South Africa, New Zealand embassy yaku South Africa as well. And so all you need to do is to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to post what they're asking for now and do it. Musiwe chitomboswera usina kuya pa social media, and I know you guys are addicted to social media platforms, but there are times where you need to start asking yourselves kuti time yandiri kushandisa ndichidai so and is it still helping me? Is it still feeding the right food to my soul? Kana kuti ndakutongoti pese panangowana paine chikafu ndakungodya kungoti as long as ndawana something chinondivaraidza. Wavaraidzwa, and what did you get out of that entertainment yawavaraidzwa nayo? You know what I mean? So why am I saying this is just to say kuti you need focus. You need focus. If I decide right now kuti ndauda kumuva kwenda ku UK, I need to focus on saying, okay, what's needed? I'm going to go and research kuti okay, kuti ndiende ku UK, what do I need? I think it's easier for me than you guys, but just try and have focus. And this would and I think I'll go through the questions. Certain up next stage. There's somebody who asked questions. Miranda scroll Miranda scroll Piri. Oh yes. Hans EKC ko NZQA bhadarisa mari here. How do I know agent wandiri kudila naye is genuine? Good question. What I can do is kana ari munhu anoda kuya kuNew Zealand, there is a way of checking kuti is this an authentic agent or not. So vanenge vachida kuya kuNew Zealand, just call me and kanoti ndichaenda ndonocheka, and then I'll check with one of the immigration officers. How do we check? Ndobva ndauya ndoshare that information here and ndokupa information iri off the books. Well, that's what I'll do. But the other thing that I wanted to say is mkoma edin rokona mune something chama post up about lawyers and stuff. Inina angu my experience so far, I didn't require any lawyers, and I've always encouraged people kuti ukaona waku need a lawyer for New Zealand or Australia, then is there something that you did that you shouldn't have done, or something that you want to do that you shouldn't be doing? Why? Because I remember my brother is in Aussie. He spent, I don't know, over $7,000 trying to engage a lawyer for my paper. And in Vandava, I didn't pay anybody anything. I did it myself. And no how? Then I got panons, we want this no vanaendesa. we want this nova ndaendesa ivo manje vaimbotanga vaendesa kuna lawyer ovabhadharisa kuti aendesa kuimmigration. Now ask yourself why you need somebody to be an intermediator between you and the immigration. Yet some of those things you can read the English yourself, you can actually understand some of these terminologies, or you can ask vanhu sana aid. You want to come to New Zealand, you can ask someone like Casey. The problem is vanhu munema uda kuti kuitire ask one question and we answer you. But the thing ini ndakarealize kuti people waste a lot of money vachida kuengage malawyers. Those people, they are making money out of you. My agents, some of them, they actually make money out of you. But if you took time, yamunotambisa pa social media to read about the requirements yourselves, and most of these immigration offices or websites anokupai my guides as well. It's a lot of information to read, but question 8, guide 8, question 9, guide 9. So if you read those things, ukazviverengera wega and try to understand them yourself, you will realize that you won't have to spend 7,000 yokuti ugadzirirwe mapepa na lawyer kana kuti na agent. I mean, my agents are very genuine, and you can check those as well. Kuna kuti akaunza vanhu vangani, and unonzwa ma-testimonials anobva kune vamwe vanhu kuti agent uyu akaunza nani. And that's how you can verify. Muno New Zealand, I don't think there's many agents anymore who are bringing people. That would really be interesting to know. Are you a nurse? If you're a nurse, I'm not sure if they're still taking nurses overseas at the moment in New Zealand, because edu manesi arutotsvaga basa muno vamwe vari kutoenda kuAustralia. So if anybody is claiming to be a nursing agent bringing people to New Zealand, I would really be a little bit cautious about that. Yeah, but Ngotini, I haven't been involved much. Yes, Mukoma Ed.
Do you want me to come in? Yeah, I think in that did you explain and expound on the
Yes.
one,
Yeah,
for example, like
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you are.
I think definitely. I think Casey has raised a few issues there. Definitely, sometimes it can raise a few eyebrows. Kana munhu wakuengage a professional. Funny two things. My agents, obviously, kana uri a professional person. If it's an employment agency or it's a particular profession, then that's another approach. You need to find someone who is credible and someone who is respected by the immigration system, because vanenge a record. Because kune vamwe vanhu vari fraudulent and vamwe vanhu vasiri credible. Ndozvanotaura kuti vanorespectwa when you are doing my applications, especially if you're highly skilled, kana kuti une something chekuprova, because they won't doubt your qualifications. Avazofunga kuti wakabika ma-certificates ako, so they will take them as authentic as well, even if chero aka-certify, or when you have my photocopies, obviously the originals, they'll see them. But still, I think ndoda kuexplain that there are two things. You don't just engage a lawyer in a situation. Zvimwe zvinhu usati lawyer ndangoti anobatsira kuinterpreta some of the hidden interpretations, the legal side of it, because like experience yekuno ku-UK pane system yandotaura kuti pane ma-countries are listed kuti vanhu avari kutiza poverty. They're economic migrants. It's not a crime to be an economic migrant, but you have to meet my challenges, because certain countries anopiwa certain quotas ekupinda, like izvozvo, especially vanenge vava nerecord yekuti maZimbabweans are reliable here tikavatora. What type of record have they? Saka dzimwe dzenguva you need someone who is credible, who is very much aware of what is needed. My documents are valid, because you know there are things that are straightforward. We need your proof, your O-level certificate. You don't need a lawyer to tell you that. It's straightforward English. But pakaita something manje chekuti prove your financial standing and prove your chichi zvese and everything. Dzimwe dzenguva unogona kufunga kuti uri kupa information yavari kuda, and yet they will tell you kuti no, that's not credible, or that's not the what we want. Saka ndo panenge pakuda munhu anonyatsokwanisa kuita research oziva, because kuno I'm told ku-United Kingdom the immigration laws change every day. Vanomachinja singatomboiti, and saka you need someone who is very very apt and anokwanisa kubatsira kana paitwa an objection. Mostly it's when you look at the barriers, reasons evanhu vari kurambirwa an entry or vari kunyimwa mavisa. The biggest one yekuZimbabwe at the moment is kuti varunzi muri kutiza nhamo. hamusi kuuya for benefit or bringing value to this country. But iye zvino now, like I said, mitemo yacho yasunungwa, because the UK is now a country on its own. Yeah, and immigration laws are independent of the EU. So you only engage a lawyer or someone on a legal advice for legal advice immigration wise in instances where you find the difficulties in terms of zvinenge zvausinganzwisisi. It's not like everything. So and ipapo unofanira kutowirirana kuti exactly what are they charging you for, and or what are they, how far they're going to go into your application. But I think the most important thing is zvokuti you don't want to raise my eyebrows. You're not engaging a legal advisor because une nyaya dzaunenge wakaita. Iwe kana kuti une nyaya dzawakaita, sometimes definitely you are applying on a weak point. But kana uri clear and everything, we advise definitely kuti zvimwe zvese izvi try as much as you can to do it wakadzidza, and try to gather as much information and
Yeah.
save mari, you know, unganidza mari yako isave, so that at least unozoengenja munhu kana paita mahurdles iwayo kana zvinhu zvausiri kunzwisisa. Unotaura kuti ndingori ne1 hour ndokubhadhara 1 hour chete because pane question chete yandoda kuti undibatsire, because I think it's a bit tricky for me. Panenge pari tricky ndo paunokwanisa kuinvolva vanhu vari legal experts into it, but it doesn't mean you are a criminal or anything like that. So ndikutaura in a situation like UK, and especially looking at the Zimbabwean situation. For example, I'll give you an example. When I was graduating from my master's almost 8 years ago, by the way, izvotora sisi KC kuti kana wasvika kuno zvechokwadi, invest in your education and make sure kuti uri pamberi, uri ahead. Keep on uchiita zvimacourse, uchiita tumacourse so that you are ahead. So at the moment, to moment, handina kungoita masters one chete. But like I said, it's important for you to make yourself fresh and uchiimprove my skills ako. So what I was inviting my mother and my sister to come over, and I didn't expect my challenges. And some of the reasons they give you, do you know, Guti, Peptang, I'll give you the example. One reason I got object from my mother, my own mother in my rank. For example, do you know what they say? They said she's too
What?
close to you. She said your mother is too close to you. Makamboona kuti
What
mai
does that
vachiri
mean?
close kumwana. I tell you, ndikukuudza kare, ndozvandiri kutaura vanhu vazive kuti ndosaka ndinotaura kuti pakadaro ndopamunenge makuita sei, pamunenge makuzoinvolva malegal experts and say, because munhu anongomuka ega, like izvotaura maattitudes ekuti murungu angoti havana kuzimbabwe vari kutambura. She's coming and I'm inviting her for a graduation. My mom retired. She worked for OK Zimbabwe, and she was a supervisor, which is at management level, first line management. Vakabva varitayawo, vari kutohorwawo nasa yawo mabenefits anotouyawo, a pension. And so she's not like a millionaire kuti munhu angafamba achiita hefty bank account rokuprova kuti ane income, and she's retired for God's sake, and somebody just thinks of for a reason. This I'm talking about UK, with the UK situation. I'm trying to say this so that it helps someone. So those I'm ndopaunozotsvaga manje. But my sister, invite a family, my sister and her, two cheta nakuta clan yeseka. Hauzodani dzidza resezvo, unorambirwa zvo. Ukazodana dzidza rese.
Dzinza rese rikauya last time kuti ndine crisis hangu saka vakabvumidzwa,
Okay.
and but vakazouya vakadira jecha vanhu vachona vapiwawo makomborero akadaro. Yeah.
Kana zviri permissible. Saka all I'm saying is kuti, so my sister also had to go through, hazvina zvakaita straightforward, because she could prove kuti she's working in Zimbabwe. She could prove kuti she had to go back. She will go back and she had something to fall back on. And, and she didn't overstay. And, and my sister got to pesa her twice. She went, vakazodzoka futi, vakazodzokera. So even here,
Because haana kukambura anti.
haana kukambura. She went back on time, and she so ndikati, so even now I'm confident kuti vakada apply visa right now, she will not have an objection, because she has got now a history. Vakaestablish a history kuti vanouya vachidzokera and havakamburi, like what she's saying. So ndopandandiri ngoti unozongoudza ma-experts vanokubatsira nemadocuments kana paita tumasilly excuses kuti how can someone say
Too
kuti
close.
too close, your mother is too close to you,
Did she end up
you
coming,
know.
if you don't mind me asking? Vakazopedzisira vauya here moms.
No, she's still there vachiri kuZim, but
Wow.
it's like we pursue ndichazoita zvavo because it's like it's not like inini ndakatozoenda kuZim because munini wangu aichata and everything, so I had to go to the wedding
Mm,
and everything.
mm,
But what I'm
mm,
saying is you will, there will be times when you get because pane ma-immigration officers like izvozvo tumwetu veganda rimwe rechichena, vakangoona like isusu people like myself and like us, because dzimwe dzenguva wakaona kuti munhu mutema is a reverend, munhu mutema is an engineer. Myself inini handina kungoita reverend ka,
mm.
ndakatotraina ndakatoqualify as an engineer ndiri kuZimbabwe. I had
Wow.
those skills just like
Mm,
vamwewo maprofessionals vevana KT, and your madiploma, ma-HND, ma-degrees and everything. When you come here, my-universities mavanototi inga curriculum yenyu yakatosimba kudarika yedu, so you find
mm,
out kuti
mm.
unenge une more credit than
That's
their
it.
local systems. So basically inini ndiri kuno kuuk, that's what God told me anyway ndisandasumuka. I had to ask God, ndo ma-preparations ini Mwari ndakavabvunza, Mwari wakati before you leave, this is what the Holy Spirit specifically said to me, which is important. The Bible is
Mm.
very clear, but the Holy Spirit will guide us into all truth and he will tell us what God wants us to do. Saka ini ndisati ndatosumuka ndakatobvunza Mwari ndobuda here muZimbabwe ndoenda here, and the Holy Spirit actually specifically said wakadzidza. Ndasingatombozivi Mwari vanotovhalua education yedu. This is straight from God. He said you are
Amen.
learned and you're qualified. Go and do your work rawakadzidza muno muZimbabwe, apa uchindibatira basa futi, uchindiitira basa rangu. So
Mm, 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 mm.
it's important, so handina kuuya as a missionary. I didn't come as a missionary, although there's the other side of it. Tiri kunozotaura because nyaya dzacho dzeye dzakati wandirei, because ndakauya ndine on that premise, ndine torimowo neimwe belief, ndine zvimwewo zvandanga ndakatarisira nemagoals ndikazorasiswa, but
Mm.
ndandasvika ndakarasiswa nemarongero maplans atanga takaita. But
Yeah.
at the same time God is faithful, because handina kuita ma-problems, but I had
Yeah.
to do that homework. But what we're saying is engage ma-experts panenge paitwa an objection, or paunenge usiri clear usati wasubmita mapapers, so that at least kana ungoti unogona kungomuti can you charge me for half an hour, I've gathered mapapers angu, ndaita homework yangu yese, can you check for me to make sure kuti I've got everything in there. Umwe anozoza unototi ko chakadai hachipo. Munoziva even chero munhu uchiita ma-applications anokupa a list yekuti checklist yekuti, so it's important to engage someone anongokuchekerawo before wazvitumira. But at the same time that's the experience yandiri kutaura iyoyo, kuti inini ndakapiwa ma-excuse yekuti your mother is too close to you because ndiri first
Iyoyo
born mumba,
yakapenga.
because ndiri first born. The first one
So
before isiri
kwakachaira kava namai vasiri close to their kids vanoabuse vana kamuno mumadiaspora.
exactly. Before that one, do you know the first objection before your graduation? I just
Mm.
invited you for a visit. The first objection yakatanga kuita ndoti patakabva kuZimbabwe isusu kwakusina ma-long birth certificates ka, time yedu yayo,
Mm.
handi kwakune ma-short certificates, handiziva umwe ma-birth certificate madiki diki aya to like
Mm.
even pama-A3 less than even an A4.
Mm.
Saka inini pandakauya kunoku then tikabva ndatodzwa, and everyone was being advised early 2000 kuti chinjai ma-birth certificates enyu ave ma-long ones ayaya. Saka
Yeah.
inini ndiri kunoku I asked my family to do that for me, vakazviita ndikatumirwa. Saka rakadhindwa 2004, handiti inini ndakazvarwa before 2004, and
Obviously.
somebody obviously saka pakadhindwa kakuti long birth certificate raissuwa 2004 ka. Saka inini ndobva ndataura kuti ndakazvarwa 19 chakuti before 2004. Saka vakuobjecta manje zvikanzi wakachita because birth certificate iri harisi rako iri, wakazvarwa 19 chakuti
Mm.
is it not obvious kuti munhu akaissuwa date iri? Handifonerai even vanhu vekuZimbabwe registry and talk to them about it. because that was a requirement by the Zimbabwean government. Yanga yakuchinja madocuments yavanhu from 2000, the year 2000, vachiti birth certificates recognized on this system. They are the long ones. So that one takaidarika iyoyo. So on the first address on the next application, ndosaka pakazoya kuti too close manje. Saka so this is why I'm saying it's important. But yeah, I know my mom will come anyway because my way yacho achinja. Mitema yacho inochinja and everything.
That's
And
really
it's not like she was in a hurry. It's not like she was in a hurry, but it's like unongochingoti uchimboya uku nuku mumbonawo kwatiri
Funny
and
point
everything. So
here, Pearson Ringisai, if you meet all the requirements, there is no need for you to engage lawyers. I'm going to tell you something.
exactly.
As somebody, I've dealt with lawyers so many times in my entire life. Let me just say this. And I am actually, I think I'm going to be studying law very soon because that's the only thing I'm left with.
Go for it. Go for it,
To be
advocate.
quite honest, I mean, inini zvinhu zvandinoita ndinombokonzeresa dzimwe nguva dzekuti kwangosara kuti muchindipa chitupa chekunzi I'm a lawyer and then I'll speak on behalf of everybody. So that's my next step anyway. But the thing is, when it comes to lawyers, listen, they charge you for, they will delay. You are out 30 minutes. They will delay. And I'll tell you this. Panakata nyaya dzangu last year, just as well, most of all my court procedures and everything, zvakabhadharwa nehurumende because they got me a state lawyer and everything through for the abuse issues the last year. In ndinotodzidzira most of the things through my own experience, ndichiengage lawyers and stuff like that. Anokudelay agotanga kuti here. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Time iri kufamba. Listen to me. Inini hangu handidi kunyepa. I actually believe sevanhu vakadzidza maZimbabweans, sevanhu vakadzidza verenga. The problem I think ndeyekuti isusu pachezvedu hatina kubatana vanhu. You can imagine Edu uri ku UK ikoko indiri kuno ku New Zealand handiti. As long as you guys are not using us, hamusuda kutitambisira nguva because unoona munhu achiuya kuinbox kwangu achindibvunza mubvunzo wekuti ndouya sei. Wapapi taura zvawawana so far before wandibvunza kuti ndouya sei. Enda pawebsite uona kuti uri papi, what are your qualifications, and try to follow something. Kuti KC inini ndapakati ndandichaaplyira chinochi ichi ndinenge chakadai vari kunditi, then maybe we can talk from there. But pane zvimwe zvinhu so zvokuti handiri kunyepa, chirungu chiripo chakanyorwa, point of reference iripo, zvinhu zviri kunzi zviri kudikwa zviripo. Okay, warambi hwako zvinhu zvimwe sezvakaitwa edi zvokunzi you are too close to your mother. That's a nuisance. Listen to me. If you know your rights as whether you are black or white, inini handiri kunyepa, ndinoshandisa ganda rangu irori to my own advantage, to my other fellow Zimbabwean citizens advantage. Kuti aiwaka zvamuri kutaura yato racism guy, zvamuri kutaura izvizvi, what kind of a question is that? Challenge the person. What do you mean? What do you mean? And fine, engage a lawyer sezvatawa na mukoma Edi. Taura nayo 30 minutes, but per 30 minutes ipapo be honest with the person kuti inini ndine 30 minutes. And please, my question is this. My question is this. Ndruda zvese pa 30 minutes, but problem nema lawyers, they are very manipulative vanhu. And mozoti kuti lawyer hanzi kuroya, kuti lawyer hanzi kulaya. Lawyer, liar. Amen. So what they do is they will try to stretch you further and say, wangu wambofunga izvere. So uchadzokera futi for some more. And for some more, you can't do things on your own. Ndaona apa pakanzi na Tabet is here in New Zealand. Hi sister, so good to see you. Hanzi munhu akazobhadhara 15,000 to agents. Came to New Zealand as a visitor but failed to get. Unobhadhara 15,000 kuna agent yekuya kuzovisitor New Zealand. Guys, come on. Visitors visa rekuya mu New Zealand, yet it costs you, I think, about 320 rands or something like that to pay for a visa, a family evanhu 5. I'm telling you this because I did that which is like $30, 30 New Zealand dollars to pay for a visitor's visa. Rawaita wega chi chawakanga wanzi kutumira ne New Zealand immigration chausina kutumira utubhadhare $15,000 kuna agent. Why do you need an agent? Chi chava kuti hunza chawatadza kuendesa kana chawanyepa. That's where the question is, mukoma Edi. Inini with my experience, all the visas, every citizenship that I've attained, the question is pandanye pande papa ndikunyepera pese pandoona kuti pana pandauda kumanipulata zvinhu zvinotombomira, because you'll be trying to source evidence yekunyepedzera uchitry kugadzirisa kuti zviiti sound chiremerera. Mozoti nhema dzinotora nguva yakareba kudarika chokwadi chiripo ichi Verifiable. We want to see your birth certificate. Boom. We want to see your O-level certificate. We want to see your proof of address. We want to see proof of your sponsor or the person that you know in New Zealand, KC, there. Kana uchinyepa zvinotora nguva, so wotadza kumita ma-requirements, or you end up needing somebody to come and kuitira kuti zviite chiremerera mbicha. Panoda verification. The verifiers vanenge varipo dzimwe nguva, just verify it. Pari kudikwa inonzi chiima, who are those people vanosaina zvinhu ava vasiri vaimboma lawyers kana kuti vasiri ma-lawyers, those ones. Kungoenda pakona woenda wodhindisa zvinhu zvako in advance. Kana watomwana commissioner of oath, guys, chitongodhindisa zvakawanda zvese, every personal copy yemacertificates ako eupenyu hwese, enda utonodhindisa photocopa zvakawanda, and keep a pile of those in your house for later. Ma-driver's license, machinyi, ma-proof of addresses, machinyi, everything. Gara uinazvo kudhara. Dindisa. All those certificates, these are important. They will need certified, verifiable copies of those. Sometimes they need originals for some of your things like your passport. Financial proof here. The truth is, financial proof kana uchidila ukango verify kuti this is the authentic, the real website here Canada, this is the real website here New Zealand. Tinokudza kuti this is the real one, of which handifuni pane more than one website here New Zealand immigration. And kana watongodila navo, they assign you to a New Zealand nursing, not nursing office, a New Zealand immigration officer. Ndiye akudila newe, guys, you understand? So you can actually communicate with that person through emails. Lawyer uri kumudika kana usina zvinhu zvauri kuvanza iyoyo. Dai isusu maZimbabweans takabatana. Ari ku-UK edu anogona kuudza vanhu kuti, hey guys, one question chinobhuwa ndechoti moda kuzotiengaja for like 1 hour, inini panapa ndoda kuzoita malive angu ndichitambira vanhu palive, kana ndoda kutamba nevana vangu, oda kuti nditaure newe manje 1 hour. Inini I can't do that, I'm not an agent. But ukangobvunza mubvunzo uyo wokuti ndikakupindurawo once or twice or 3 times wotendawo kuti ndaudzawo something panapa, ini ndinowanzopindura hangu vanhu kuma-inbox, but unotozoona mumwe akutoda kutoti uchitomuitira iwewe, of which I can't do that. Tikabatana isusu mazimbo, some of the things zvamuri kubvunza kuti ndoenda ndonobhadhara lawyer, tikabatsirana isusu kuti hey guys, wapapi iwewe, wongobvunza mubvunzo kuti ndiri kunzi zvinorevei, I can just answer you to what it means is this, and just do it. Most of the times ukaona was stuck, and I'm saying most of the times because I know this, and I know so many people who traveled nemapepa ekunyepa vari kustruggle iko zvinezvi kuti vawane residence, because akuda kuti achiverifya nhema dzake dziya dziri kunetsa kuverify, akuda citizenship nhema dziya dzakunetsa kuverify, arikuda kunza vana kana kuti murume kana mukadzi zvaakunetsa kuverify. Dai wakangotaura chokwadi, dai zvisiri kunetsa. You understand what I mean? So from the word go, the truth sets you free. So are you applying to go to New Zealand, to the UK, to go somewhere? Listen. There are some people who are like KC. New Zealand. I don't know about other New Zealanders. They don't want to see other Zimbabweans. Vachita Jirinani. In my prayer, I was talking to somebody a few days ago. My prayer is, Lord, with the information with Junjamani Vuramazisonajo, I want to impart the same knowledge to other fellow Zimbabweans. But you know what? Even if you do better than me, actually, I pray that you do better than me. You do much, much, much better than me. Be blessed with lots of kids more than me. Be blessed with more houses in New Zealand and everywhere else more than me. Be blessed with better jobs, the paying jobs better than me. Why? Because inini ndogona ungendri coach wako wokumanya. Womanya ondisiya kana tapa race. Do you have to slow down kuti coach vakusiye just because coach ndo vakakutraina? No. Actually, that's where I learned that, because people often feel like, oh, I have to kind of like kuzvinini pisa. I see how humility ndokupusa iko kuti teacher vakandidzidzisa kuchikoro inini right now vachiri teacher indogona kutozoenda kunoita magistrate kana kunoita president ivo vachingori teacher, but being a teacher doesn't mean kuti vanhu ngavachiramba vari pasi pako. So why am I sharing these things with you guys? Is to say, you know what? zvatiri kukudza isusu, some of us maybe isusu te takagona kustruggle, maybe imimi kana mazoya kumadiaspora kwatiri moya muchiita zviri nani kudarika isusu, but we have to give you the knowledge of how. Inini handidi kana kuona munhu handifari, actually not kuti handifari kuona vanhu vanoviga information about certain things just for the sake of kuti hanzi isusu toda kuti tirambe tichionekera tiri pamusoro. No, Zimbabwe yacho inobudirira sei kana tichivigirana information dzinobatsira kuti tishande pamwe chete as Zimbos. Isusu tiri kuno madiaspora kwacho now, we're not even united. So let's impart someone else, my next generations, my G30s my G20s. If you guys are able to do the right things and follow the right channels, meet the right requirements. Listen, munotaura chirungu maZimbabweans, so you can read English, you can write English. So just follow the right channels and read and respond to whatever is required. Act fast instead of wasting money on social media. Ina ndikunyapa nicharamba nchitaura social media because munoita zvinhu zvinonyangadza pano mazimba. Kwaenda mhepo ndokwamunomhanyira. Yeah.
I think, yeah, Casey, the point you is very important, because how do you value your time? And the Bible is very clear to redeem the time. We should redeem the time, and that's the advice. And then also, I think your sister Beth wrote that aspect yoyo, and ndimkoma Pearson yangu achitaura. Definitely, you don't need my lawyers. Definitely, he's got a very big point. But needs as they say. So it's the last minute thing. Maybe you just want a check, but at the same time, don't waste your money. Don't waste your money on unnecessary, too much unnecessary advice. I think can I put an objection or can I put a hurdle? That's when you look for someone who can help you in that. But I think all the same, what is important is put a seed yourself, shandao, not kungomira kuti vanhu vakushandire. And izvozvo kazhinji vanhu vangada kuengenja malawyers because angada kuti lawyer amutsvagire zvese. So andotaura dzimwe dzenguva there's the other side iroro kuti munhu anongoti because ndahire someone kana wazorambirwa mbepo. Exactly.
Kuri kuposta photo yenyu nemukadzi wenyu wakuposta through the lawyer unochajwa nekupusa. Maona unochajwa nekupusa. So zvimwe zvinoita wega. Okoyo mapapindwa manje maiwe.
Kwaya nimanje ndanawe ndisise.
Kuposta photo yenyu nemukadzi wenyu unochajwa.
Hello, Sisi Shavi. Am I right?
Oh my God.
It's blessed to see you. It's blessed to see you. It's blessed to do Shurugi. I was born in Shurugi myself.
Aiwa ndirikumati mushurugu ndianati mushurugu no mushurugu mamuzi mushurugu mamusi mushurugu kaimimi because isusu mushurugu mushurugu kava ndevaya vanofamba nemachete vaya vokuti hatizwa wangu akatanga kutaura mira munzu akatanga kutaura izvozvo mirai munzu Shami veipi yako nongo munzu mirai munzu katoni kacho.
Okay, all right.
What do you say? Did you go down?
Tiripo isusi Shami. Makamute, your mic is mute, Sisi Shami.
I like this. Hansi, you don't need a job. Check immigration website. Apply for resident visa under shortage skills. Right, there you go. So there's so many different ways of applying. You know what, Tabitha, I think next time, I'll give enough notice. Tomorrow, I have nothing booked for tomorrow. My Tuesdays, they are free on this website or on this page. So we can actually carry on with the same topic because up and going to damage control because never answer some of the questions. But thank you guys for joining. So if people really want to carry on with this, we can continue tomorrow as well. But right, so good to see you. Shami, what's your input, sis Shami?
Mataura Chukwadi, what you're saying is true. My points are now, which I first ne Zimbabwean was Zimbabwean, sometimes we become lazy. There's so many people, so educated people in Zimbabwe, but the problem that they do is like you give them something to read, even on Facebook. They get something to read and they'll say, it's too long. No, I can't do that. When you come to England, even applying for a job, it's a book. So you need to have that. And everything from what at the moment, everything is on this page, .gov. All the information is there. And some people, but we are fake things. As long as you go on this and you type in what you want, what visa you want, everything comes out. The application comes out as all. Saka kana ukatanga kuapply wega pa.gov, then you can zvinenge zvisipo vangwana vanoti hanzi kana paine zvinhu zvisipo ndopatinozonida malawyers because tetauda kuvhunza kuti saka toita sei and all that. But inini I'm the same like Kenita.
Oh, you don't know my name? Okay, chingoti KC. Chingoti KC. Iwe shame iwe. Ati Kenita. Iwe ndakuzati uchurugi muniyeyo ndopano machiti KC is my friend.
Sorry, I
ndavuma manje ndavuma kuti mushurugwe manje ndavuma kuti mushurugwe manje
Ketina, worry. Aiwa Ketina, it's like I applied on my own and it requires a lot of time. Zvekuti social media yenyuya muri kuswera muchiita zvisina nebasa. This book, I'm telling you, it's just one of those where vanouya kwandiri zvaungashtaura sezvekuti vanouya kwandiri wonditi, how do I apply for this? And I say to them, it's so simple. Just go on the website, fill in. It's all in English. All I keep on telling them, it's in English. I'm dyslexic. I can read that page. It's in English, simple English. Not even complicated. My English and my British are not complication. But okay, fine. You might have some issues that can only criminal law. I mean, crime. You need to stay clean. When it comes to England, the main thing, stay clean. If you're not clean, it's very difficult to apply as you know. No more commit some crimes. Don't want even renewing their visas because they committed a crime at one point. Need a solicitor maybe okay, how long did you stay in prison? If it was a certain time, then they are a bit like, okay, we'll change the situation. But it's in English. Fill in the form. You know what I mean? It's so simple. So I want to Ketina.
I
I'm trying to change your name today.
Kenita.
Yeah, well.
And this goddess here, Kupio, you know, and what to must say, goddess of Egypt underwater somewhere.
Yeah,
names are very important.
The only thing, laziness. Zimbabweans, you can spend hours on internet, but you're so lazy to do something. And you tell me, I've done a degree. I was spending the whole night reading. This is also just reading and understand. Don't give them information that they haven't required you to give, because they are asked to put how many kids you have. You start saying, oh yeah, I've got 5 kids and the grandkids are there, so and my mom and my dad. They didn't ask you for that, and that can make you lose your visa. That's just those extra things that they haven't asked you, because you want to say, didn't they read this properly? It's in English. I just asked one simple question, answer one simple question.
Exactly.
And do not try and add, because there's so many people who try and add things. They try and add what they haven't, like what I'm saying, what hasn't been asked for. But they're thinking, oh, well, that helps. If I say I've got this.
You know, it's a deal breaker sometimes. It's actually a deal breaker. But it's weird because it's a booklet like this. Vacha kubvunza about your grandparents. Because paripo medical conditions. Paripo do you want to declare any family members? How many kids? Just talk about your kids and leave it there. And so answer my questions straight up. 1, 2, 3. You know, it doesn't take long. I remember filling in forms for 5 members. It was 5 actually a few months ago. 1, 2, 3. Watopedza vari kuda kuverify financial position. Send me yeah.
Let me give you an example and what you're emphasizing, KC. Kuti usawedzere sauti kana tushuga, but now need for it. When I arrived in the UK, ndakasvika paGatwick inini, they asked me 1 or 2 questions. Uri kuenda kupi? Right? Ndikavaudza kwandiri kuenda. uri kusvikira kupi, ndiani kwauchasvika. Ndikavaudza, vakandibvunza kuti munhu uyu mufundisi who is your reference ane vana vangani, ndikavaudza ane mwana 1. Vakandozi, all that information, like be specific, because hatina kufila maforms. That was the experience in 2000, early 2000s. Wakosvika pagateway coping. But like the point, like you're saying, zvokutaura sisi Shame, zvamurikutaura sisi KC, taura to the point. Don't isa nhoroondo kana kuda kuisa chiufu kana to sauti. Just be specific. They were asking me one sentence and I would answer them in one sentence, straightforward, like that, and I didn't have problems. Yeah, that was just to support you, Sisi Shame. Sisi Shame, ndira mberi ndandoda kungotsinhira zvamuri kutaura kuti it's a very big point you're bringing about.
You said a lot. You really said a lot. Zvamataura zvanaso ndo zvacho. Isomwe takangoya, I came 97 and it was the same way that you'd come in like that, but sometimes vanoningirikina unofana kuziya ezo. Inini hangu, I always say, kana wakupinda mu-England, it's just one thing that someone told me. Vakadzika tinonyaya kunetsa sometimes. Tsvaga murume, officer wemurume, chingoita kuti vanhu vapinde iwo wozopinda pane murume, because vakadzi tinoda kuita everything by the book. It's got to be like that. Saka it's the same thing as my officers ekunoko. Varungu, even my boy, they are just kind of, when it comes to mukadzi, we are very too perfect. Saka sometimes unokanganisika ipapo. But
what do you mean by that, Shami?
That is like what you're saying is like we'll emphasize a lot of things. As for the men, sometimes they don't. They just, rule you out on so many things. I mean, that's how I saw. I mean, I can't guide what that way, because I was actually standing behind someone who's been here for a long time, and they said to me, "Don't worry, I'll let you go. Kananda kuziya which officer is available." And those most of the time it's the male ones that are easier to approach.
Well, I think stereotype. I believe there's nothing wrong with being a perfection. If you come to a person like KC and shortcuts, if you want shortcuts, and I think people are getting used to me that way, because something love me or hate me. You know what? And like right now I'm actually going to do an audit very shortly. Okay, fine. You are paying me to audit you. Toda kuti muve nema credentials oti akabvunzwa kuti ndiana akauya chekucheka the KC. I will do the right thing. So atidi kukurudzirana ma shortcuts and kuti ndo zvauri kuita, but ndinotaura kuti it doesn't matter whether it's a woman or a man. They are working by the guidelines. Immigration New Zealand, immigration Canada. Ava varume ndo varutotadza basa varume ivava, because ndo vari kupinza mboko ivavo kuti like why are they not verifying things. Sei musingade kunetswa imimi. I mean, handisi kuti netswai as in like netswai muchibvunzwa kuti maiva you are too close to your mother, but zvimwe zvezvoti like there's nothing wrong with being thorough. I believe these women are just being thorough, doing their job, as long as it's within the guidelines. Tick. I love those women. I love them because that's how I work. That's how I roll. So
yeah, I think I think it's very important.
Africa, it's just a lot.
It is a lot.
I'm faced a male, but I was asked every book that you can think of. And because I myself, when I went through there, I actually thought, until you come in, and that's the immigration officers. So what kept me confident was like, I actually thought, we're just checking in, as in coming in into the country. There's going to be another part. So where I was answering was like the way I am now, very relaxed and all. So it actually did me a favor, because after she asked me, she's done everything. She's done the stamp and everything. And I'm busy going, so where's the immigration? And she's like, just as though my accent wasn't that good at that time, Saga, it did help. Because she just said, well, and I said to him, oh, okay, where do I go from here? And she just said to me, just go and get your bags and there's way out. And I was like, okay, so I've actually done the interview. But
so
it's
from
one
that,
of
what
those,
do you get from that? Yeah.
but I was asked everything that you can think of. Everything. You know, I mean, there were so many things that even the person who was guiding me was like looking at me, and you could see that the interaction, I'm answering question, and this person is now getting worried now, like, oh my God, why are they asking her? Why are they this? And uchibva kuafrica ngachirungu as much as totaura chirungu chinombonetsa, so saka maybe pamwe ndanga ndisinganzwikwe. But it was an experience that I myself, I'll carry to my grave, and I'll say,
come on,
that was good. And being honest, especially my British, vanokuvunza one question 5 times. Saka kana wanyepa uchafumuka wega. Saka never think ukuthi you need to come up nezvinhu zvauri kunyepa, because they will change the same question 5 times. And unongosingatombozviona kuti uri kuvunzwa same questions. Zvakafanira kuti if you go for the exam, sometimes my exams there you're thinking kuti I've seen this exam paper before. I mean, this exam question before from another paper, but it's just been asked differently. So you have to know kuti stick to the truth. Chokwadi chakanaka, and kana vakati chi, there is always other options, apart from that. I mean, maybe vakafunga kuti varetire vakati havazode kudzokera kumba, I don't know mukoma there, but that's the other thing that they look into as well. Kuti
I think ndopanda ndizotaura nchiti that's where it's tricky, because inini pandai apply I didn't know kuti someone can raise an objection. Zvamutaura kuti varungu or whoever is looking at that vanogona raise a small thing, and so ndopanda taura kuti kana pazoita tumachallenge twakadaro, that's when you actually seek maybe advice from others, and at the same time what is exactly possible, what is acceptable. Because this is what it was funny. It was actually funny. Which mother is not close to their child, whether I'm firstborn or secondborn or thirdborn? So it was a funny reason. I mean, I think it was more on the racial profiling, to go as far as the advocate, our new advocate, who's going to be qualified soon. God is going to bless you, Sister Casey. He's gonna qualify. You're gonna be a lawyer soon. Don't worry. We pray for that, and I already speak blessings on that. I speak blessings on that. I speak blessings on that and prosperity. Oh, Jesus.
Because ndinoshanda nemapepa, and I don't know if people knew that I was actually.
I think thanks Sisisha maybe on raising that as well, probably because but where is this coming from? But I think Jamurja Sisha is true. But that's when things come in, and then vakaungofungidzira izvozvo kuti maybe because she's retired, maybe vazodzokere, of which no. Munhu atori nezvinhu zvake, vane imba dzavo, vakachibva kudhara. She was a first line manager kwanoke kuya vane pension yavo yavari kungodya. So this really is nothing chekuti she can really
vane murume wavo vari kudzokera to. That would be
vanotori nawo. I've got a stepfather. Unfortunately my dad passed away.
Ndo vaifana kutoita the main topic iyoyo. Vanobva vaziva kuti
ndanga ndakatovainvita vese now, because definitely my stepfather as well was when my dad died.
Because vanenge vakufunga kuti vasi kudzokera.
Inonzi bona fide amene kana muinayo ku-UK kwenyu, inini vanhu vakambodeclinewa before anzi you are not a bona fide member of Zimbabwe, because unenge usina kushow proof yokuti une chikoro kana kuti une imba kana kuti you are going to go back. Vanokurambira izvozvo. Ndosaka ndichiudza vanhu kuti sometimes it's even easier to start nemavisitors, woenda wokwira uchikwira umbonodongorera wodzokera kana kuti whatever, kana udongorera uri imomo depending nemaqualifications ako anogona kupa residence uri imomo. So yeah,
that's a big point. Yeah,
it is, but dzakawanda nyaya dzatingataura panapa about nyaya dzekuti
I think inini ndangoti zvinoti kuti Tangoti Gaga, like you say, if we are to continue with this tomorrow,
We're
then I
gonna
think it is
continue with this
important.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think what we need to do is Mangwana or the now that we are prepared, and then maybe Mwana Gadzirira. Let's
Mm.
try. Sisi shami murumu no mu UK re muri kupi?
And UK.
Okay, saka izvi zvatingaite zvoti we can visit the website tonight and between tonight and tomorrow to tell some type of visas and just
Yeah,
advise. We are
Yeah.
not advisors. We want to tell people we are
yeah.
not immigration
Just
advisors,
show
please.
people how easy.
But to
Yeah,
show
yeah,
people and just to show you to kind of a website, Rachirore Border UK, and then
yeah.
we and then you
Doctor.
see the type of visa, and that's the
Mm.
I say advice. But ungotaura kuti iwo hauzotsvagi visa rine mahedros akawanda ka. Zvingoriwo
Mm.
common sense ka. Unotsvaka zvivhisa rinoda maevidence akawanda rinoda
Newe panguva iyoyo.
exactly ende rinoenderana newe level yako wozokwira
Yeah,
uchikwira so
exactly.
we'll look at we'll look at the UK situation and then you see probably I mean no
I will look at the New
ndango
Zealand one
suggest
in
Yeah,
Australia.
yeah.
I'm proposing kuna sisi KC and kuna KC Kenita.
I'll see. Kenita.
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 Bulgaria. I'll ask if he can come and share something about his experiences. Then I've got somebody in Saudi Arabia, and I'll see if they can share.
Okay.
Yeah, process. How was it? In I'm happy to share
Yeah.
New Zealand and Australia, unless if I can find someone with Australia. But in New Zealand and Australia, they are nearly the same. But Australia easier than New Zealand. Let me just tell you that, guys. Australia,
All
yanga
right.
imbori easier. Yeah, but Musa
You
Tamisema
know,
7,000.
but New Zealand is valuable. I think very number one or number two in terms of quality of life in the world. You know that, and
Yes,
education
family
system.
life.
So
Mm,
yeah,
mm,
so it's not yeah.
Promiscuity
New
number
Zealand
one.
is my top.
Yeah.
New Zealand
Promiscuity
is my
number
top
one.
five.
Yeah,
Is
and
it?
promiscuity too. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we've got the
Those
highest
are
numbers of
kind of
STIs too, and suicide as
those are
well. We are
kind of
top.
vasikana vanourayiwa kunoku vanobva kunoku UK vachiuya ikoko vari kuurayiwa straight.
Yeah,
British
because
stories vasikana.
New Zealand kana ada chinhu. Yeah, ndapedza
Oh.
ipapo. But anyway, andakushushudzira vanhu vacho. But all I'm saying is that
Go.
we've got our own adults because it's a country which like
Mm.
it's ngati chiko inyika yakasununguka but kusununguka kwacho zonya anoona kuti even gay marriages yakatangira kuno atiite toda kufamba nenguva and we're ahead of nearly everybody saka
Yeah.
pakuve mberi kwevanhu vese apa but mira pane ma-islands ari mberi kwedu I think Tonga neSamoa they are 1 hour ahead of us. People didn't know that. I didn't know until I went to the islands kuti they are ahead of New Zealand. But New Zealand in terms of
Okay.
Western countries we are ahead, but we are also ahead in terms of influencing my evil intentions as well. Tinotanga
Zvakaoma. Ndokunana
inidi
Jezebel ikoko. Kunana Jezebel. Ndokunana
ye
Jezebel.
unovaona ikoko ukaenda kutsima unovaona ikoko.
Tangofunga kuti haka inoitwa kahaka pawo tangofunga haka yerugby inobva somewhere ka zvinenge zvine maspirits mukati kaizvo.
It does, but then
Haka.
you know what? Here's the thing.
Mm.
Just the same as Zimbabwe, we can talk about New Zealand and then we can talk about Zimbabwe's cultural things one day as a topic. In any haka, I turned it around. The Lord spoke to me about it. Do you know if you use it in the Christian kind of like context? Because I think about the Maori, which is stop doing the haka, but ukaitarisa, it comes with there's something, there's passion. Those people, if you meet them, they are so passionate. But ukava introduce her to the Christian life and lukunyeperai, they are the most authentic, open, loving people that you can ever meet in this world. Because vanoita zvinhu zvese with passion. The only thing vava vaine zvimagodzi zvavo zvavaiteverera kuti vanota kuchinja topic, but the moment they got introduced because vanenge vaine misoro yevanhu yakafa mumatemberi avo vane ma-altars avo vanoti there's a name for it. My son knows it because my kids can speak the language here. But now they are getting rid of those and then they're incorporating with the Christian life. Now, now when you do the haka, ukaona Satan unoita sena ndokunye prime koma edi. I go like, that's it. That's that.
Resisting. Yeah.
That's their way of.
Okay.
So if you take it in that context, when you see the devil, what do?
That's
You
powerful.
gotta
Yeah.
like,
Resisting.
Jesus,
Resisting.
tinoita haka even muchechi yakuitwa haka mazuvano because they are using it in the Christian community. Okay, he and it's really cool when it's done.
Praise God.
Kushishidzira
That is
vavengi. So
horrible.
you are literally kind of like saying to the to the enemy, stay back. Like vanokushishidzirai parugby zviya zvokuti by the time yamunozotamba navo munenge makungoti mazuvano aya. But yeah, it's just what it is. We can't get rid of everything to do with our cultures, and I think that's the other problem we're finding with Zimbabweans. We are really kusvikira takutransgenderize skin yedu kuti handichada kutombove black because I don't want to be identified as Zimbabwean or as a black person, as an African. I'm proud of my African heritage, but pane zvinhu zvandisingadi handidi zvinodzvinyirira zvinokanganisa mudzimba umo. I have to say no. Zvakawanda tichazvitaura. We'll bring that as a topic mukoma Ed.
Oh, that's powerful. Yeah. Powerful.
Hackers or my aborigines. We'll find out from Australians. I'll bring an Australian brother which achituza. Hanzi kokesi musoro usati warukwa ndiuye here ndikuruke hangu, but I love your shot. Iwe. Ndokurova sibongile. All right. So tobvara heduka guys, because in I have to drive I think about 40 minutes. Can you encourage people to read, please?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because
Anzi, can you encourage people to read, please, rather than ask questions without going through the immigration sites? Exactly. It's easier to understand when discussing this with people with a bit of some knowledge. Exactly. That's what I said before. Thank you for bringing that back, Sister Beth. Because, inonzichi, ukangoya kwandirwa ngonditi hanzi, KC, how do I? Tanga wamboenda ku website ye country yaurida kuenda kwairi. If it's New Zealand, tanga waenda iwe wapapi, waklika papi. So, in closing from my end, emphasize guys, don't waste too much time following 50 social media platforms yet iwewe uri kutambura uri kukwangwaira uri kuZimbabwe kana kuSouth Africa uko. So take time to read these websites, guys. Websites haanesi kungotype out immigration New Zealand inobuda website woteverera link, immigration United Kingdom inobuda, immigration Canada inobuda, and follow that and read whatever you can find from there. As time goes on, you realize with pane vanhu vachauya vari overseas who will be coming here sharing their stories, but hatisi kuti chivanetsai kuti vakutokuitirai zvese, vachangoanswer mageneral questions anouya kuma-inboxes avo. Tinouya toita platform like this yekuti kwakauya question yakadai, so I'm going to answer it publicly instead of them answering it one-on-one. And I think that's helpful. Ndatongozvifungawo izvozvi ndichitaura.
Amen. Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think so. Ndiri kuona Tabitha ari kuramba achiudza vanhu kuti endai kuimmigration, vanoda kuti tovataipira website. Tichakutaipira in, I'll post those on my page as well. Immigration but manyika dzakawandisa
mamunayo sisishame mamune reference yacho handiti. You had the website for the UK border agency. I think matoitaura.
Immigration Canada, Immigration Australia, Immigration New Zealand, very informative. Thank you so much, Julie Jaden. And guys, you know what? We are going to carry on with this again tomorrow. Same time in Chatanga early, Chatanga na 8 o'clock on the dot. I don't think I'm working tomorrow, so it's all good. Chatanga na 8 o'clock, and we'll go through all these comments as well, Nasi, before we come back tomorrow. Shami, are you available tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm available tomorrow.
Have we got our
Yes, I'll ask early. The son of Kumbira early. I'll be fine. Politics is the
I know. Come on, Ed, are you available tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm available. That's okay. Yeah.
Welly, I know you watch this later. Are you available tomorrow, Reggie? Broach? Who else? I'll check. I think Sweden, there's somebody in Sweden. Check what are available here. We'll check from different countries. America, but it's just the same thing as well. The other thing yanada kutaura tisatabuda yekuti hanzi ndoda kuroorana nemunhu ari kuNew Zealand kuitira ndiwane visa zvakatsva kudhara izvozvo, hapasina. Unoroorwa mugochata ugorinyimwa futi, ugouya muno ugonyimwa work permit uchiramba ungori visa, ugodzorerwa futi kwawakabva, and kana kutodipotwa wakaroorwa nemuNew Zealand. So that doesn't work anymore. It doesn't apply. Inini, I'm speaking for New Zealand. I can marry you right now. Ini ndotokuvinga kuZimbabwe ndinini kuitira kuti tizoita ball. But don't do that. Mastanza yekuti hanzi if I get married to a New Zealander, then I'll get a visa. Azvichashandi. It doesn't work anymore. Vakarela kana kuti ndikaita mwana. New Zealand used to say if you have a baby, anopiwa citizenship straight away. Mwana yeye iko zvino zvakadzva, mwana anotora status yamai kana kuti yababa, whoever anenge aine status iri higher than the other. Saka vanhu vaita vana mwana obva anzi aNew Zealander, saka kuti mwana aendwe naye kuZimbabwe manje zvisingaite because this kid is a New Zealander. So vakazvichinja zvese zvikanzi tiri kukuonai vanhu imimi makangwarisa stereki. So yeah,
UK it's all according to the mother. Saka even chero baba vari British amuna mwana ana marights emunyika muno kana mai vasiri British.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But well, that's not fair.
Because I had an incident where my baby father wanted to get a passport. They needed my passport to actually approve my kids to get that passport.
Wow. I think there's no change. The UK is very tricky because my rules actually they change 24 hours. That's what I know and I've been advised. I know that. Then, for example, at the moment, the laws are that if you are someone kana wakaroora kuZimbabwe kana kuti kana une partner waroora kuZimbabwe, iwewe munhu ari muUK, you must be earning more than 25,000. Unofanira kunge une threshold yauri kuearna. Saka kana uri kuitawo mabasa ari below that threshold income iyoyo, vanogara kumba mai kana baba vanogara kumba zvavo kuZim ikoko vari stuck. But it just got to be genuine. Haikona kuroorana because uda kuti munhu aite mapepa. Because you have a problem in the house. That's not the basis of being married. That's not the basis of being in a relationship. In a nutshell. Saka but the citizenship and this is wrong was like I think Shami has got the latest thing. Yekuziva kuti status yemunhu inenge yakamira sei. But inini I know my daughter is a British citizen, maybe because also I'm a British citizen and I'm a Zimbabwean citizen as well. Very proud as well. Yeah,
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So
but
tomorrow,
things change. No, most of the time, per website, Pepe. Every time in April, there's an update about obviously my visas and all. Saga, whatever you were filling in the form last year, and then it comes April, you need to know, Kuti, you need to look into it again because you should not change. Saka that dog gave you update from kunana April. I mean, you're not gonna change, but that's how it comes sometimes. But chungo cheka kana waputozo yakuti April ndakatanga kufila in form na February. April akapfura wakutonida kudzokera futi. Unastarsa kuti is that all the requirements? Is everything changed?
Yeah. Ziwo manje, ziwo.
Ureka kuenda pasi.
Zvakabaka.
Yes.
Ziwo manje.
Namonaka mabahwa reverend mabahwa handisini ndakaona muchingopepereka hovering on the pages of Facebook ndakangoona something kuzoti ndirega ndichichitsvaga ndingachiwana
handichazivi mashe kesi iwe kenita handichaziva
iwe kashamiswakonzeresa shamwari. All right, so guys, thank you so much. Handizivi panada kuvhara nemunamato here because susu panapa tinosila everything because these are important things. Pane vamwe nemapepa avo akabatirwa so nematerritories, but hey, maybe wofa ngotori kune imwe territory izvozvo but wakaramba wakabatiriwa zvinhu nemwewo procrastination and wokuda kufadza vanhu, wokuda kuskama vanhu, mumwe wokuda kupotera. Saka just be real. So ndo zvandingatongotaura in closing zvangu, and tomorrow we'll come back with more, and kuti Mwari vavhure doors for people, so that like panavo vari kubvunza, hopefully vachangoona zvinhu zvakungobuda apo neapo neapo, mozvo zvakaita Hagai zviya zvekuti like arimo mudesert nemwana wake nekaishmaero, tikanzi zvino mvura ndoiwanepiko maiwi, nokungoona aizvi ako kapondi kabuda ako. Those are truthing, ponds of information, ponds of finances, ponds of whatever it is that you're looking for, answers.
Yeah,
anyway, somebody can pray. Amen. Amen. Vakasangana kaipapa. Vanhu vakaenda nekwana bongi vanonetsa ivava.
Iyo sadaro icho chati kunana Kolinda izvozvo. Asi taping yacho yakabva kuna bongi kutare.
Oh my goodness. Unotongoona neenergy dzacho kuti panapa ka.
Varanda vapwari ava veminana. I think isisi Shamu vakatinamatiro zvavo if she doesn't mind.
Amen.
Sisi Shamu ngavatinamatir.
Reverend Shamiso.
No, ndanyauta big up. Better to my reverend.
Ipapo inonzwa kuti that's the spirit here, kuti like munhu anozvifunzira kuti iye they don't, vanhu vanofunzira kuti unofanira kupinda nemavhoko nemazilanguages nechine. I remember the first time akapinda ne-our father prayer, it was powerful.
It was powerful.
Chero zvawataura tinoenda newe, tofamba newe.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm Catholic. Get to Namante. Start Baba no
yeah. Amen.
Mwari tokumbiro totenda nezwa ranhasi, totenda nezvidzidziso zvatadzidza nhasi pa family yedu inoi takatarisisiri group rafamily. Tinokurudzira kuti tibatsire vanhu vange vane mwoyo wakachena mutsvene nekunhingirikina nekubatsira vamwe, before ndanga ndisiri munhu anoita zve-social media zvekuya pamavidhio apa, but simba randiri kuwana pagroup panapa riri kundibatsira kuti ndinge ndichikwanisawo kuudza vamwe nekubatsira vamwe vari mumatambudziko. Ndinoda kutenda kuna Ngoma Edmore naSisike Ketina vauya pano vachitiudza zvinhu. Ndokumbirawo kuti tinge takabatana toona kuti tobatsira vanhu. Kune zvinhu zvakawanda zviriko kunze uku zviri kukanganisa vanhu vakawanda. Isusu tiri pano ka tinongouya kuzongofara nevanhu, and kuti even matauriro atiri kutaura aya ndoziva kuti Mwari ndimunokwanisa kukuudza munhu nekubatsira munhu nekugaidha munhu, but vanongofanira kungorimba nemi nekungonzwisisa kuti zvese zvatinoda panyika panapa zvinobva kwamuri. Ukangodeketera kuna Mwari wako uri pega pauri papo, chero uri pakaoma, zvinhu zvinoita nyore muupenyu hwako. There's a lot that we kind of think kuti we need to have a pastor to help us pray, but inini mabvumiro andinoita, inini mawirirano andinoita naMwari wangu ndinongotaura zvinhu, so zvinhu zvotoita upenyu. In the name of Father and Son
and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Amen. I love you, Shami. I just love this. Honestly, like I'm serious. I grew up a Catholic, and my first Holy Spirit baptism was in a Catholic church. You won't believe that. Acts 2 the tongues of fire fell on the apostles very more upper room in young Catholic church. So now listen, guys, there's no denomination on Advocate KC. You can't pray as long as you're praying to the Jesus who was crucified on the cross, who died, got buried, and rose again. I'm with you. Actually,
Amen. I love this.
It reminds me of Tanzi. There is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Holy Spirit, it keeps reminding us and bringing us back to the triune. And I believe in that. You know, in the beginning there was the Word, but then as the Holy Spirit was hovering, let us make man in the image of God. There were three of them. I love you so much. I just love it.
I just grew up Catholic, and I've, I respect other people's machechao and everything, but Bondi Antina Yona Mwari, I can't explain it. There's so many things you could see, but oh God, oh chi, I can actually bless my own water and sprinkle it around my house. I know I'm blessed. The house is blessed. It's
I think
just
Tisham,
that.
that's very important. That's very important. Relationship is with Jesus. Jesus Arimamuri is one that's more
Exactly. Not
important.
the church,
And
not the building,
not the church, not
not the
religion or anything.
denomination.
Simbarima,
Yeah.
Jesus Arimamuri and they are very important. And we are there, like you say, we are family. We are there to encourage each other to know Him much better. Tichibatsirana mukukura maari, which is very important. So we thank God for your testimony and we thank God for that powerful prayer. Casey, mativhera nepiko nhai Casey, 2 minutes. That's powerful. That prayer was powerful,
I've
Shaba, because
never spoken in tongues, but there's a moment where I was going so, and I could just feel, oh well, maybe that's where it happens. Like what you're saying,
You
I
don't
don't
know what
know
to
that
say.
part.
You don't know
I
what you're
don't know that
saying.
part.
And you are praying and you're just so immersed and you're marinated in the spirit. And it's just like,
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm That's
Yeah,
it.
it was just one of those where everything was just like coming close to me, closed in. I was being closed in.
Next
But
time, don't stop it.
but I've never, I don't know. It's like there's something that you don't know.
I was baptized. I was baptized in that Holy Spirit in after, I think, because I was born again in 1981. That's when I asked Jesus to come into my heart. Ndakatomudana Jesu. My parents led me to Jesus and say, you have to invite him to come into your life. And vanhu vaitoti mudiki. I was at a certain age that time, but ndatokurewo Samuel, I think. Ndandiri kumazera kwaSamuel ikokoko. But I knew kuti ndanga ndaita decision yekuri kuseka Casey. Saka I invited Jesus to come into my life and I had to do it, not because vabereki vangu vanga vari makristu vachienda kuchechiwo futi, but I had to do it Jesu achibva kwaiya mandiri. And it took me from that time, I think about 10-15 years, because ndandine shamwari idzodzo dzaitaurawo nendimi dzichiti unofanirwa vachitondiendesa kumacrusade nekupi kupi kana uchinzi unofanirwa kutaura kwanzi wataura here ndoti handina ini. But pakazoita pandandiri kucollege manje, pandandiri kucollege pakauya vamwe mufundisi wechikadzi from a very big Pentecostal church in Zimbabwe. Ndobva vatanga mweya mutsvene wakatanga kungofamba, and ipapapo ndanga ndiri chairman weChristian Union. And unongozva zvongonyadzisa kuti vamwe vangoti chairman havatauri nendimi, but but I was born again. But that night I was just struck by the Holy Spirit. Hapana kandzidzisa, ndakabva ndatotanga kutotaura nendimi ipapo, and zvinokura. So this is my testimony, kuti sometimes the Holy Spirit will baptize you in His own time and by faith and panguva yawo, and saka that's very powerful. You don't have to be forced kana kuzvimanikidza sisi Shame. But that's our testimony. That's a bit
For
of
me,
my
it's probably
testimony.
the fear of not known, the unknown. And I've got the fear of the unknown. People know me that even like I always say to my family, how much do they need? Okay, don't tell me anything else, because I have the fear of getting into it. Maybe that's what it is. I just feel good. Oh God, what happens there? Do I need to swim through? What happens there? That's me.
I think Sisi Casey vachazounza imwe topic on that one. I think it's a very interesting one here.
I would like to learn about that.
Yeah, I know who Casey. Sisi Casey, where are you? Advocate.
Ndoda kufamba nefoni kandi kuti muenderere mberi ndozoenda broadcast ndiri kuti muri kunyora pasi here matopics iwayo. Are you writing those topics down?
Because I think Sisi Shamba wakanyora, because I think
anyway, we can go back to this.
I can go back to it. Yeah.
I think vaunza nyaya iyoyo iri very important, iyo nyaya yemafamily pressures. Vanhu vachiri isusu takaponeswa ka vamwe mumafamilies vachiri kuita zvechivanhu, you know. So we want to see how God helps us in those areas. Like what she's saying, she's got the fear of the unknown. Saka yeah, I think it's manyora iri pasi topic yosisham. It's another one. So I think it's gonna come up and then we'll talk about it. Yeah, the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown, and then mototaura kuti vadzimu, whatever, you know, because that's the person you've talked about. Because no zvinonzwa nevakawanda, you know, we can talk about that.
I'll just say, Mari, don't include me. I don't want to know. And I have that fear. And some men, friends or people that have known him at Zimbabwe, they always say to me, "Why do you fear that?"
Okay, yeah.
I don't even go to a magician show. That's how you know the fear I've got. I'll just say I am not going there. Scans, why do you fear this? It's just for me. I think I'm happy within what I have, but I feel if I get something else, you know, it's like when they say to me, "Oh, maybe you want to please don't allow me to go there. I'm even more scared."
Yeah, it's very interesting. Regaiti kuzozvitaura izvozvo izvo. Regaiti kuzozvitaura.
Sure.
Yeah, I think sisi Casey vakuvhara musangano ka. Casey.
She's going Kunenge.
Yeah. So ndandichitizvo.
Casey. Yeah, going asi kuenda kuchena, so wakachena shamwari, wakachena.
Ndandichitizvo. Ndikuenda kubasa.
Ndikutaura ando uniform yekubasa here kana kuti kungochena, munoenda makachena so.
Uniform yekubasa.
Wakachena shamwari. Casey, wakachena. Hatisi kuzwa izvi. You are silent. You are muted.
Ndati majera kundona ndakapfeka zvimutsodo zvekumhanya ka. Saka kana takuita zvebasa toita zvebasa. Kana takuita zvemashilo toita zvemashilo. Kana takuita zvebasa toita zvebasa.
Okay, I think takuenda isusu tozobatana mangwana, Mwari vatiitira zvakanaka.
And I think 8, 10, 15, it's nearly 11 o'clock in Zimbabwe. So I think regaititi vanhu varare and just try and go and find out more about zvatataura izvi. Mukoma Ed, I'll discuss with you guys. I think we need to see where we can slot some of these topics atataura panapa. But immigration and stuff, I think akutoisiya iri paMonday. And we just discuss these things. People come in because this is a much needed thing. People want to travel. People want to be successful. It could be, maybe you could come in with a business idea or educational. Tuesday education. My STIs, but my mind is like now I'm actually thinking, why can't we just have my topics ekubatsirana as Zimbabweans, kutenga dzimba, stuff like that. In New Zealand, people don't even want to as next door workers takatenga imba say inini handunyepa ndonyasotaura kuti ndakaseva mari shamwari, ndakashanda, ndakafondoka shamwari. But also there was a scheme inonzi chinyi yakandivinga ndichibva ndaishandisa ndikatenga imba navo ndikazovabhadhara ndikazodai. And serious, but people don't want to share that knowledge. Why Zimbabweans? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So are you saying tomorrow at this kuzoendera mberi nepart 2?
To continue this one, Mangwana.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Mangwana, definitely we carry on with this. We have to. Regatinya so Ishina is the first time I think people have ever come together to discuss the immigration in Zimbabwe so openly. And information papa basa inini, as long as you're in Zimbabwean, whether you hate me or you love me, learn something from me. Inini, I might learn something from your platform as well. Kana kuti ndawe of which inini angu andichadi andiende kudzimba dzevanhu
But you can ask other people kana pane vane hama dzavo vari ku back home vachune in so that they can be knowledgeable, because the Bible is very clear. My people perish because of lack of knowledge. Saka sometimes munhu unogona kunge une maskills, unokwanisa kusimudzira mhuri yako for such a time as this, and then you need that knowledge and you can tap in on the knowledge that God is going to impart tomorrow or any other time. So it's important. That's my encouragement.
Thank you so much Mukoma Eddie. Thank you sisters Chishamiso. Indokuti shami. At least unotongozwa kuti KP anonditi
yeah.
shami kubvira nekubvira.
Everyone calls me that. I feel at home.
Thank you so much, guys, and thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Mukoma
Okay.
Eddie.
All right.
I
Thank
love you so
you.
much.
Bye.
Beautiful
We're leaving
daughter,
the
by the
studio
way.
now.
I saw that beautiful, gorgeous mamoyo vakanaka.
Thanks. Thanks very much. Thank you very
Good
much.
night, guys. Thank
No,
you. Have a great
Good night.
weekend.
Bye. Okay. Bye. Bye.
Just
Bye.
ending the broadcast.